Are we there yet?
Welcome back to episode 297 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. We're live today. It's Cup release day. We're here with Internet Troll Hunter, Billy Celio, Pavo Burray.
What do I do with my hands? What do I do with my hands?
Bill. Just anything you want with your hands, Billy. Anything you want. What's up, boys?
Hi, Billy.
Well, according to Phil, I'm glad I finally cleaned them after packing all those cup tins after eating Cheetos and barbecue and stuff. Isn't that what he accuses me of doing?
I believe I made the Cheeto comment. Yes.
Yeah.
Cheetos and Celio.
I got sour cream and onion all over my cup card.
Yeah. So, what's going on today, Billy? Anything exciting in your world?
Yeah, I was just talking to you guys about Metal Universe AEW. I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be, it's not too far along or not too far away. So this is the AEW show, Gong Show live stream, right? No. Oh, Extended came out last week. Yep. Yeah. I'm pretty excited about that. I think
Parker's Champions checklist dropped today, right?
People have been pleasantly surprised. Ice is coming out soon. So that's pretty much. I'm finally allowed to talk about a product today, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Finally.
Yeah, the whole veil of the big upper deck veil of secrecy gets lifted today.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, we got the cup. I'm pretty excited. I've been online watching lots of breaks with many different breakers. Been seeing some really big cards hit. And there's a lot more in there, guys. Trust me. I spent 4 days in North Carolina putting a lot of those things together. So I will say, if it's a really good tin, I probably pack that one. If it's a Shane Pinto quality tin, I might not have packed that one.
So Billy, I saw a tin about an hour ago get opened, and it was 6 Detroit Red Wing players.
No way, I didn't do that.
Absolutely. And the RPA was a Calgary Flame. We're all like,
look, I can't speak upon everybody else that's there. We're obviously given instructions on how to pack out tins. Occasionally, somebody will want to be clever, and every time I say don't do it, then they do it, and it comes out pretty cool. Like I remember a couple years ago, one of our guys put a pack together that literally was all nameplates that spelled the cup, and I was like, don't do it. And that was one of the best tins one of the coolest tins that we made. So
nice.
I can't really argue. I just let them do the rules. I follow them. Some other people have a little more fun. And that's about it. If you see 2 inserts that are exactly the same, when I say exactly the same, I'm not talking rookies. I'm saying you see 2 cards that are the same in a tin, like there's 2 color coded, or there are 2 materialistics. I know I didn't pack that one out. So because that's one of the things I'm a real stickler on, is making sure there's not 2 of the same type of insert in one pack.
Another silly thing I saw. I mean, it is what it is. I saw Nestorenko. I saw 3 patch RPAs in 1 half case tin. So either someone's really happy or not, right?
In one. Oh, well, see, here's the thing.
Sorry, half case.
So here's and we'll probably, I don't know how in detail you want to get into it, but different blends are built so that, like, just like any box of other stuff, there's like a case hit level type card, and then there's A's and B's, and you mix A's with B's and card 5s of this and that. Like, the best way I explain it is, when we are building loops for products like Ice or products like Metal Universe, it's like playing chess sometimes, trying to figure stuff out. Grant does the loop for the cup. He's playing 3D chess. Like, he's got 3 levels of this, and it's insane. He does an amazing job of figuring everything out. It is something that you've never. There are. I want to buy one of these mats that have like all the rules of Excel. Like they keep popping up on my like YouTube things because they must know I
Billy,
Excel a lot.
ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it
I'm
is?
gonna tell you how I use that today to solve a problem. So, some company which we love, you may have heard of, called Upper Deck, sent out the Parkhurst Champions checklist.
On Cup release
And
day.
we have a certain checklist site you might have heard of. It's brand new. It's called hockeychecklist.com. Well, anyways, there's about 3,000 cards in there, and the column for the location of the team was empty. So it just said Red Wings, it said Wild, Avalanche, and not the like Detroit or where the team is located. And we need that for our checklist site. So I had this conundrum. It's like, well, I don't want to go in 3,000 cells and type in the team name. And all I did was use ChatGPT and explain the problem. It gave me a formula, and in 2 seconds, populated every.
What I'm saying is Chad's waving to me right now. Grant's got this loop to where it's taking different formulas and things from different like tabs on the Excel. Like I'm used to working on one Excel sheet. He's taken like tabs from, or he's taken like cells from different tabs on an Excel sheet. Like it's insane. I
Okay. Maybe you should take an Excel class at the local community college.
Right. Well, you want to know a funny thing? I'll tell you the story. So I took statistics in college, and it was during soccer season, so I really wasn't like doing like
Yeah, it's a tough one.
it's tough to do school, work, and soccer all at the same time. And so the guy, I was supposed to put in formulas for the thing to equal stuff, and I got somebody else's work and literally just copied all the numbers. And then he's like, "Yeah, you didn't do the formulas at all. You just put in the numbers." I was like, "Oops, busted." But yeah, so I've
Well,
tried that Excel class before, but that was 20 something years ago in college, and Billy had some fun in college. We'll just put it that way.
my son just took Excel and statistics in the same semester at the University of Minnesota, and it was rough. He was not having fun.
Yeah, I bet. And then
Mhm.
Well, that's why Mr. Beckett's a doctor, because he's a doctor in statistics.
There you
Mhm.
go.
I'm serious. That Mr. Beckett is a doctor, Dr. Beckett, because he got a PhD in statistics.
Yeah.
And he had a
Which
cool
is
magazine.
crazy. I mean, it's probably harder than getting a PhD in like a real doctor, right? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Why you'd want?
So he
yeah.
went and made a magazine.
Mhm.
And guess who worked on that magazine for him and built
Grant
the Excel sheet?
Sandground.
That was Grant
Grant
Sandground.
I know. He told me. I remembered.
Who builds the loop for the cup.
Yeah, no, I did. Grant was an absolute beauty. It was really refreshing actually to have him on from Upper Deck. It was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
very knowledgeable, personable,
professional.
And John, speaking of being on, I believe Phil had a tie on, and then I come on and he's back to like a John Deere looking hat and a t-shirt and no shoes. No thanks.
I got shorts on. I bought new shorts.
So hot.
It's hot here, man.
I know where I stand.
For everyone that has questions for Billy, keep those in mind. We're going to do Ask Billy Everything.
I always have private chat on. I never go to comments, so let me open that up.
No, but it's
we're going to do Ask Billy Everything. You know how like there's Ask AMA, Ask Me Anything? We have our own version called Ask Billy Everything. We're going to do that later. So,
but tell the chat that because they're
not here. Questions, y'all.
They're not here to hear us chit chat. They're waiting for the end, right? So let's make sure chat will get to them all.
Welcome to episode 297.
Yeah. We've got a couple of quick things kind of get through real quick before we get into the meat. I have a lot of cup questions, of course, Billy, and I'm sure Phil and Louis do too. We got to just a reminder tomorrow. Friday, Phil, what's happening on Friday night? Are you opening the cup on your show?
To be determined. So I can tell you I'm not going to Edmonton anymore. That is left and gone. So the chances are better that I might. I almost it's very expensive for me, and it's probably not, but there is a small chance I could get the cup. California Dave is 100% opening up his own cup tin. Dave has a dual income and he's fantastic and he's much more successful than me. So he went and bought a tin for the channel. And yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. We're going to have the guest might be a bit of a surprise. I don't want to say who it is because they're 50-50, but we definitely have a guest no matter what on Friday. We're going to have lots of games. And if I don't give away a cup, I'll definitely give away another box of something. So I will buy your love. Yeah, so it's going to be a good time.
When you say dual income, I didn't know you paid him to be on the show. Like
I do, yeah.
Maybe you're paying him too much.
I pay him in kisses and hugs.
Paying you.
Too funny. Yeah.
Okay, we got a couple quick sponsor mentions especially for Billy because he's very fascinated by this. GPSportscards.com is the place to get your break spots. They are the official break partner of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. Grant's been breaking all day today. I saw Billy in the chat there. Phil was the marshal moderator of the chat, keeping people in line. You look like you were pretty busy in there, Phil.
I was very busy. Cup release day is quite, it brings out all the people full of integrity.
Great. And then tomorrow night, you want to hang out with us as we do our Slab Sharks live show. Be like 4th or 5th one in a row. Very excited about that. We have first cards from the U.S. We are the official U.S. supplier for Slab Sharks now, Billy. I don't know if you knew that. You should be very proud and impressed.
We're kind of a big deal.
Probably not. We're kind of a big deal in Ottawa, in Canada. So I tell my daughter all the time. It's like, well, some people know me in Canada.
Yeah.
So look forward to that tomorrow night as well. We do have the hockeychecklist.com quick update. If you're looking into breaks or you're ripping the cup or hunting for singles on eBay, make sure to check out the cup checklist on hockeychecklist.com. Also, I have a bone to pick with you guys. You Upper Deck, and you know how, Billy, you get looped into everything at Upper Deck.
You said plural,
you guys
so
send
I
the
think
checklist.
You're talking about Baba Louie and Phil, right?
No, I'm talking about you as in the pejorative Upper Deck.
You
guys send the checklist on the worst dates. Literally like 2 hours ago, Parker's champions. So now I got to drop everything, put it up on the site.
So you're telling me that we dropped the checklist 2 weeks before the product come out, like we tried to do for every single product? Is that what you're saying?
We could have done it tomorrow. That's
how many, Josh, I want you to look tonight. How many people specifically looked at the Parker's champion set from tomorrow? I guarantee you it'll be two people.
No, I'll take that bet. That bet. Yeah, there's more. People like that. Listen, not everyone has deep pockets. Like, not everyone can be the senior product development manager at Upper Deck and can roll and, fancy rides and take lavish vacations. Like I saw. Did you see Phil's video today? He had more of your Cancun pictures on there.
Oh yeah, Billy. I showed her pictures. I didn't ask you. I forgot. But yeah, I put it in my video. It's great. I'll timestamp it and send it to you. I showed her vacation pictures.
Yeah, I did see that pop up in there. That was epic.
Yeah. Cancun 2008.
And so be sure to check out the checklist site for all your hockey checklist needs. Got a quick Discord update. Episode 3 of Behind the Bench dropped. If you're in our Discord, on Tuesday from our boy Neeler. Oh yeah, sorry, Bluey rifled through him.
You're skipping everything.
Neil had a very timely episode about FOMO, and it's a day it hit home from a lot of people. We've had a lot of chatter in the Discord about that. I know I felt it a little bit, not watching everyone regale and opening the cup. So be sure to check that out. And then lastly, before we get started in earnest, boys, just a reminder that this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast. That means you can support us for as little as $5 a month. What that helps us do is to cover our show expenses, produce more and what we hope to be better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives, and even in a small way, to grow the hockey hobby. If you support us, you also get access to our Discord. That's where you can see our Discord exclusive content like Neil's Behind the Bench, and join the crew of Lonely Men. So people wanted us to do a Lonely Men sticker. I'll show you guys later. It's pretty funny.
Okay, nice.
For Discord people. If you do want to support us, it's very easy to do so. Go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com. Click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com. Search for Hockey Cards Gongshow. There's a link in the show description on YouTube and the podcast apps, and then our TikTok and Instagram profiles too. Baba Louie. There are 4 new patrons since our last.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Why don't you shout them out quick and
Shout them out. Number
Billy
one.
will send them free gifts from Upper Deck.
Yep. Billy's got you guys covered. Festo. Welcome to the party.
Fisto?
That's a party name.
Oh, Festo. They said Fisto.
Oh.
Well,
Hmm.
He-Man.
Jeez, Phil.
Why? It's a He-Man character. I'm not saying anything inappropriate.
Oh.
Your mind is inappropriate.
Cap cards.
Yo.
Yep. Jensen.
Jensen.
Did you know? And then, last but not least, Jericho 78. Triple gold. Spelt correctly this time.
Oh, I like when you had two P's.
Junior Eckhoff. Junior Eckhoff.
J. Rykoff, 78.
Rykoff?
That's what I'm going to go.
I'm going
That's what I'm
with
gonna go
Junior Eckhoff 78.
Jericho 78. Junior Eckhoff 78. Whatever.
Okay.
Pick your poison.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Bob Lee, why don't you roll through the game plan? Then we're going to get deep into the cup with the one and only Billy Celio.
Okay. We'll do that. So the game plan for this wonderful live show is 20, 23, 24, the cup breakdown with the one and only Billy. Then Johnny Amendola joins the show.
Coming?
Oh, yeah.
boy.
Oh, Billy didn't like that. All right. Really?
Billy's mad. Billy
Then
wanted the spotlight all to
Pavo
himself.
Yeah.
Then we'll get into some other recent releases.
What releases?
And then it's Ask Billy Everything.
I love it. That's so great. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Okay, my second bone to pick with you is why did you pick Cup release day to coincide with the first day of the Stanley Cup Finals? I mean, it's probably good for you, but it's bad for our show. Don't you guys think about? Do you ever consider our show when you do anything on Upper Deck?
You have a show?
Oh,
I don't know.
Wow.
we think we do.
Wait, we're not taping? This is live?
I think they call it recording now. I think
Oh.
we're showing. Yeah, the VCR is scheduled and set
Recording.
and programmed. Don't
You
know
can
what-
dub it later.
Yeah,
We tape an 8mm.
that movie disturbed me. That was a weird movie.
I'm more worried that I'm going to have to start blocking people on Instagram and Facebook because they're taking my pictures and stuff and then putting them different places.
I just did it one time. I was just the same pick. You've already seen it.
We have a Billy folder.
Don't
So,
tell 'em
no.
that.
I have a. Oh wait, there's more, Billy.
Oh, there's a lot more. Yeah, we're building in the business what they call a library of images for the one and only
Is
Billy
there,
Celio.
is there a checklist for it? Because I would love to
There
see
could
it.
be.
There's a
Remember,
spreadsheet.
you guys are pretty good at those.
Yeah, here we are. Okay, huge day. We got it. Let's get into the cup. Let's stop screwing around. Everyone get serious for a minute here.
Got it.
Lots of news this year at the cup. So I want to roll through the big stuff first, and then we'll get into the details, some of the cards that are new, especially to get your insight on those. So I know where everyone kind of gravitates towards the slab. Phil, you want to monitor the chat while we're doing this?
Yep.
Okay. I want to start though with the Bedard game used jersey. I know we talked about that maybe a little bit before last time you were on, but I think that's a really, really big deal. So for people that didn't hear before, how did that whole thing come about?
So you guys know I had a amazing idea for the Young Gun canvas card for Bedard. And that was one of many ideas that that came across when you have a guy, and you know what, I'm still gonna call the guy a very good talent, generational. We'll see on that, but I still think he's an amazing player. I just don't think he has anything around him, and so
Yeah.
it's really tough to judge a guy when there's other than Bertuzzi, because obviously Bertuzzi is an amazing player. But when you don't have a lot of players around you, it's tough to really kind of show off and showcase your skills. That being said, there were a number of different things throughout multiple products of ideas to do with Bedard, and one of the ideas that was discussed was to use a gamer, which hasn't been done obviously since 05-06, and having talked to the higher ups, they agreed this would be a good year to implement that. and to start implementing it. And who knows what we do in the future. Obviously, there are ideas and things that one, we can't talk about, and two, just haven't been established yet.
Mhm.
But we would like to see more and more game used memorabilia for rookies in future products. So this is hopefully just the first step of something big. But again, having such a huge talent to be able to do that for him. And look, I know we're still behind in the cup, getting it
Mhm.
out in time. Obviously, they just almost finished the season. I mean, he's done, so he's played 2 years, and his rookie card's finally out. That being said, I think we were 9 months earlier, or we were. It only took 9 months for us to get from last cup to this cup. I think you'll see an even shorter distance between this year's cup and or between 23 and 24 and 24 and 25. We're continuing to catch up. But knowing that the product probably wouldn't come out for a period of time, and that we would have rookie jerseys available, I kind of requested that we could use one of those rookie jerseys for his uh, uh, rookie auto patch, and it was agreed upon through the higher
Mhm.
ups to be able to use it.
I kind of like Cup coming out deep in the playoffs. I think it's fun. I wouldn't mind if it. What do you guys think? If it came
Yeah, I
out
like
this
it.
time every year.
I wanted to ask you, Billy, what is the ideal time? I know you guys every year you want it released. What would be the
Oh
sweet
my
spot for you?
goodness! You know what? The calendar is shoot not too long from now, but in being realistic, I think before Christmas would be
Oh,
our
really? I thought
what
after the
we would
playoffs you'd want.
no, but before Christmas would be
Okay.
when we
Mhm.
would want to get it out. I
See,
mean,
like I wouldn't
there's
mind if
still
it's
a cadence.
later, Billy. If you could have more game used material in it, if it came out the first week of June every year, to
Yep.
me that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, we were able to accomplish it. We were able to, in our pre-press and our team in North Carolina were able to get operations. We're able to get everything done, um, and hopefully in the future we can do more of it.
Mhm. Now on the Bedard, the the other thing that was great about it being game used is you guys have the provenance from the exact game it came from. I
Yep.
didn't see this myself today, but I did hear maybe from a couple people, and I want to verify if this is true or not true with you. Does it actually say the game on the back of the card?
Great question. I don't have one on hand to be able to tell you that. I know it was in our solicitation. I don't think it's on the back of the card because usually it's statistics, and it's congratulation text, which Jeremy Lee loves. But I would have to look and see. I honestly like
Yeah. If
we're
it doesn't, I mean, I think that would be a huge another step forward to have that on. I mean,
so
everyone's good that knows is going to
here's
know, but
here's the thing, and this is what makes me believe that it's not done. Our rookies, when we have, we do an early form and we do a later form, and what I mean by that is there was a year where we almost missed Austin Matthews because it got printed so late. Everybody knew he was skating, and it's just like, well, why didn't we make these cards a little bit earlier so he could sign them earlier? Because
yeah,
sometimes when you get, because this is back when the cup was getting released in November and December, so you basically, they're either in the playoffs when we're trying to get it, or they're on the vacation, or they're someplace else. So we're just like, well, let's try to get these cards to these players at a more reasonable time. So there's an early form of like the holdover rookies, and then
yeah,
some like can't misses. Like Bedard obviously is on a form like this because you almost guaranteed, unless he pulls a Jonathan Drouin and gets hurt before the season, the guy's gonna probably skate. So we try to knock those out early, so then we don't have to. We're not sitting there. And when I say last minute, we literally were hand spiking cards that came in later during. Like I told you, we do this for 4 days.
yeah.
Okay, um, we were already 2 days in before those cards came in. Like we held off all the stuff that his cards would go into, his autograph cards would go into, and obviously they're like case hit type cards. We held off as long as we could to get those in. Go Oilers. So Yeah, it was. I'm guessing that these cards were made early that we didn't know what jersey was on there. So I'm guessing the jersey isn't on there. I know it was in our solicitation, but I don't think it's on the card. And correct me if I'm
Gotcha.
wrong. If somebody sees one, like post it, show us.
Mm-hmm. How long does it take to get all the cards signed by the players?
All year.
Yeah, pretty much. You know,
Figures.
that's what we're waiting. That's what we're waiting for. Like a lot of
Mhm.
times the cards are printed and it's a matter of just timing. And like I said, some players don't like to sign during the season. Some players sign once a year. Some players don't like to sign because they're off. Like some of these players, like like uh, when Jokic won the NBA championship, he was so excited because he's just like, wait, there's a parade. He's like, he wanted to get back to his homeland and like get
Yeah.
out of there, and he was going to be there for a long time. And some of these guys, you know, they're overseas once the season ends, and then it's tough to get a hold of them.
Well,
Then
the design. I'm not taking anything away from the royalty of the cup, but wouldn't that hours wise take less to design than something like credentials? Do you know
no,
what I mean? No, really?
no, no.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of there's been times where I've been told I have to cut the number of designs because I have too many designs. Keep in
But
mind,
it
like.
follows a similar theme. Well, I mean, hey, you know, obviously, so I guess
Okay,
no.
here's where you're gonna piss off a lot of designers, Phil,
Oh,
and no
okay.
offense.
No,
I
no,
I
no.
said
Well, I'm not a
because
designer.
I've said the exact same thing that you're saying. So
Okay.
you're sitting there going, okay, the what's the difference? Like a triple jersey and a quad jersey and a six jersey, it's the same design. It's just different. No, it's a whole bunch of work that the designers have to do from one design to the other. So they count those as new unique designs because
Every year.
even though it's still part of the
Wow.
same family of,
Isn't that working hard, not smart?
imports. No,
No.
no, that
Why
you
just
want a
couldn't
new
you take
design
last
every
year's
year.
like I'm saying last year's template would get you
No,
50% of the way there. It doesn't. Well, I don't know what
no,
a first
because
draft or third draft looks like. I have no
so
idea.
the way I'll explain that to you, Phil, is
Okay.
so you build the base card and you
Yeah.
build the rookie like those are the first ones that get done is the base and the rookie auto patch.
Okay. Okay.
Then what you want to do, there are some sets that are synonymous with the cup, like the limited logos
Yeah.
and the enshrinement or the I'm sorry, the emblems of like there's a number of inserts that you
Chemical
want to kind of
composition.
Go. He's on a roll, Josh. Don't
um,
don't listen to Josh.
that you
Focus on
want
Phil.
to kind of build as a family. So when you see like this, it's like it's a sibling. That's how we phrase it. It's a sibling
Okay.
of the base card. So no, it's not exactly the same, but it's a sibling of the base card. There are some uh elements, design elements that are continuous throughout a number of different inserts. And then I'll be like, okay, this has to be completely different than the base set, and this has to be completely different than this insert. But there are you try to build a family of inserts,
Okay.
so you can't do like the same thing year after year after year.
Mhm.
Baby?
What?
The Cup 2 has the most subsets of any product you produce, right?
No, Scooby-Doo had the most designs and subsets.
Rum Shaggy.
Right, Pat? but but
Kobe just went crazy.
but no, the cup is definitely up there for the most amount of designs and stuff. And like I said, there's been years where they told me I've had to cut some designs because it's just too many.
Thank you for letting me know. That makes sense. You focus on the base design and then you work your way up, right? Or
Yep.
down, whatever way you know.
Well, no, you continue with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then we haven't got your whole.
Hmm.
How involved were you in the whole encapsulation or slab thing?
Great
Was it your idea?
question, because you're probably going to ask me a lot of questions about it. And good thing you had Grant on there, because the higher ups were the ones that really had a lot to do with that.
Don't shoot the front lineman.
I mean, I knew it was happening, but it was kind of last minute when they're like, oh, okay, by the way, all the cup cards are getting encapsulated.
We're like,
So
I'm sorry, what? They're like,
so
no, it's fine. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Ooh.
so it was weird packing out because I'm so used to kind of like card, and having to kind of like go from card because there's a sequence to the cards in the pack of the cup. You're going to get your base card, and
Yep.
then normally the second card is the rookie auto patch, and then it's the second auto patch, and then it's the auto, and then usually a mem card, and then some sort of plate or like non-autoed the show or something like that. And so when the second card is the auto patch, because I've been doing it for so many years, it threw me off for a quick second, but because you're just like card, 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 and then you're grabbing this big graded thing, and then you're putting it into the box, and yeah, it was different, but what I had to do with that wasn't part of my decision making process whatsoever. The higher ups have been working on this, as Jason and Grant said. This is years in the making, and so they've been working with all these people to make this happen. And we didn't know if it was going to be this year, if it was going to be next year, if it was going to be the year after. But once it was implicated, then you roll with it.
Yep. Now, the interesting thing to me today was, well, first I'll go back and I'll say that, as I think I anticipated, and you guys probably did too, and it's sort of human nature, that the initial reaction was going to be a mixed bag. There's a certain amount of people that just don't like change. But I felt like today that once, especially like in break rooms, when people started to see the cards, the breakers were giving their opinion, that the sentiment was actually on the pretty favorable.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Look,
so.
honestly, I heard a lot of people. I saw a lot of trolls. I heard a lot of people complain about other stuff, and maybe they were in a break and they weren't
That's
getting
why,
hits
Billy.
and
That's
stuff.
why.
And so,
Yeah.
and that's totally, I can understand it's frustrating. But I can say I didn't really hear many complaints about the encapsulation. Some people might not like the label.
Yeah.
That being said, I can't think of a single label that someone has made that people haven't bitched about. Like, I don't know if there's the perfect label out there because
Ah,
it just seems like
Well, the black
even
label from
no, even
Beckett.
though
well,
black, yeah, I think
even
that's a
even
pretty good
when
consensus.
Tag came out with theirs, and I thought Tags looked nice. It was,
Does.
like an etch and
Does,
stuff. I
yeah.
think it looked beautiful. I heard a lot of people complain about it. So,
I haven't.
in the clubhouse rooms, we heard a number of
Oh
people
yeah, the clubhouse
complaining
rooms.
about it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we're not
We
cool
want to
enough for
make
club. We
sure
don't
we're
get
banging
invite.
on those doors in chat. Yeah, yeah, for sure. The clubhouse room.
But they're not.
Hard
They're,
pass.
you
Hard
know
pass.
what? Some people are gonna like them. Some people are gonna hate
Yeah,
them. Maybe they're not used to seeing
yeah.
blue. Maybe they wanted fancier. Maybe they wanted not as fancy. I don't know. But the encapsulation aspect of it, I did not hear many people complain about it being
Yeah.
encapsulated. To be honest with you, and I thought it was kind of a cool second, reveal to the set. It's funny. I was watching one, and I was trying to do it too, like the reveal. There's no surprise. People were doing it through the side. They finally learned you got to go sideways because the name of the player is on the top of the label and the name of the player is on the
Oh,
bottom of the card. So they started doing so I saw Grant start doing the
Yeah, it was
reveal
funny.
sideways because otherwise there's no slow roll to it. You're gonna see it
yeah.
immediately. So I'm glad people are already figuring that out.
That's a
Are
good
you
point.
guys committed to this? Oh, sorry. Are you committed to this? Is this happening going forward and
Yeah.
in other products?
Yeah, other products, that's again, the higher ups will tell me whether or not we're doing it or not, and we build stuff
Okay.
accordingly. That's more of brand having to deal with packaging and the foam for I just build the cards that are going to be in there. Now I might have to cost for those the slabs. And so the cost of slabs, that's what all I have to worry about. They'll tell me whether or not there's gonna be slabs, and then I just have to cost for that. Other than that, it has no effect on how I build sets. It has effect on our brand team on how they build packaging
It
and
doesn't
how
limit you
and stuff
though.
like
It
that.
doesn't
But
limit to
no,
your. Okay, that's good.
no, and honestly, if we were to do it in other sets, and maybe it goes up a dollar a pack or $2 a pack in something like Ultimate or SPA, like a box or whatever it is. I don't think you're going to see too many complaints because it's not that much of an
Yeah.
additional charge to it.
Did you have a question, Phil?
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot to remember.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no,
That's
I remember. I remember. Most people, to be honest, it wasn't really a top discussion point. The slabs. I think people are just going to crack it if they don't want it, and that's it.
Yeah,
You know,
I
it's not.
mean,
It's not a big deal. Like it. People are the cards of the stars, not the slabs, right? Not the
agreed.
slabs. Yeah.
I did
And-
notice a little confusion. I saw one breaker hit like a huge card, a Bedard. It was probably like the gold foil RPA out of 12 or whatever it was. and to have not have that slab, but then to have the 99 slab. So I think there was people that were like, what?
And it's
But
my defense to that as a moderator in the chat room was this is the first rollout, right?
Yeah.
Like with the very first Chevrolet, I don't know, Corvette, amazing? Probably not. It probably took a few years. Now, I don't know about cars, so I'm sorry if the first one was great. But a first draft, a first generation, I do have to say, if you came out with tag-like slabs, this would be much different, okay? I don't care what the Clubhouse people say. The tag slabs are absolutely stunning, and any black label is very generic, just like a black suit. You can wear it to a funeral or a wedding. It's very generic. It's not great, and it's not bad, right? Black slab, I don't think you can go wrong.
And
I don't know why
I don't build or design.
Yeah. I'm just saying in general. I mean, they're gonna do what they want.
One of the things along that topic, which kind of cracked me up today, because I read comments, and I read comments not necessarily to take
probably a
everything
bad
in
idea.
and get emotional about it, but sometimes people do have some good constructive criticism or comments, or some I don't take praise very well, so I don't really even listen to that very much. But what I will like kind of chuckle about is the fact that people are like, oh my gosh, Bedard's rookie year, they're going to print this stuff to the moon. And we don't talk print runs, but I'll just pretty much let you guys do the math. There's only so many rookie auto patches, and there's one per 10.
Yeah, that's
So
already been. I've
so how
seen
that
this.
guy got flamed hard.
how do you make more? We've been doing the
Billy.
same thing for year after year after year. How do you make
You're
more? You can't.
you're picking the common. Society has tiers and levels, right? It's I like swimming in these pools. I like swimming at the bottom of the barrel as well. I just got to get out sometimes. But
no,
that's what we're talking about, right?
I saw the comment multiple times, so I just wanted to address it.
It's ridiculous. It's who leaves comments like that? It's crazy.
Oh, it's just funny to me.
I showcase it every Friday. I go to the Upper Deck Facebook site, and every single Friday we go over how much hatred people have for Upper Deck. And I just laugh at them. So I put you on notice, right? It's ridiculous.
That's some of the best work you've done, Phil, by the way. Good
Thank
job.
you, brother. I appreciate it.
Does the fun meter guy still post on everything, Billy? I like that guy.
He hasn't been posting in a while, has he?
Oh, that's sad.
Seen it.
I used to counter that because I have saved. Let's look real quick.
Yeah. You have the fun meter to like
Yeah.
high or whatever, where he was at the fun meters low every time you guys would post something. Well, speaking of posts, one little nugget that you revealed today, your marketing team did, was a fun gauge. I don't know, it's like what you guys call them, like God boxes or whatnot. There's the Bedard.
Oh, it's the Bedard box, pretty much. Yeah,
the Bedard box. How did that come about?
We appreciated the success that the last kind of lucky 7 box that we did. Obviously, there weren't 7 99s this year, so it's like, okay, well, what else can we do? And obviously, Bedard's the big chase. Like, we're not going to put 7 RPAs in there or something, Bedard RPAs. That'd be insane. But we're like, let's come up with an idea. And one of the really cool inserts in this year's cup that at least I think is really cool is the rookie rink gallery. And let me find a picture, because I don't think people.
No,
really
we have a picture. I don't know, Louis, if you can.
What one?
The rink gallery.
Oh yeah, hold on,
Billy. We'll put it up on screen, Billy. Hold on.
Oh, that's my picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's really, well, you can't see it all because there's actually drawing on the the right side too. You cropped it, Louis. Come on.
No, that was your video people.
I paid an artist to do this work.
Your video people.
Yeah.
Fine. Then we are going to look at mine real quick, because it's the same thing, but you can see there's artwork on both sides.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And if you notice, like, the inside area is like a little hockey rink in there too.
Yeah.
So there are non-auto, jersey, patch, and auto of all 4 of these designs for each rookie. So it's a group of rookies, and each one has a so you can make this puzzle with all non-autos. You can make this puzzle with all jersey, with all patch, or with all autographs. You get 4 autographs right there in the middle, and it has like 4 different things. So it's a puzzle, which I don't think we've really done puzzles in the cup before, but I thought it was just kind of like a neat idea. Better than cut and go compositions. Like, make a nice looking card, and but let people kind of create their own. That's the whole thing. Is it's a puzzle, but you can kind of create your own puzzle too. There's multiple versions of it. So
Tough
you
to
could have
do, but it's not so hard that you'll never be able to get it done. So
correct.
the non-auto inserts are out of 99, autos are out of 25, jerseys out of 49, and patches out of 35.
Yep. And I did that on purpose. I purposely made it accessible that the super fan of a specific player can create
Yep.
whichever version they want to do.
These are only rookies too, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's important for people to know. No, that's a very cool design. So yeah, I would think one complete set of not all the same memorabilia type or card type though is in this Bedard only box. You
So
referenced too though the Lucky Sevens. Did
yeah.
did you ever find out if anyone opened that yet?
No, it's hiding in Grant's office right next to the Bedard gold PMG or gold outburst.
Could you imagine buying like the LA Kings or Edmonton Oilers or in a break, and then you're like, sweet, okay, I just spent $1,800 on the Kings, and it's a Bedard box? Like,
That's why we don't do, honestly, that's why we don't do the it's spicy eye with a I, not the word I, by the way. CH
I'm dropping ball in chat. I asked you not to look at the chat.
But anyway, no, that's exactly the reason why I try to stay away from, and I'm literally, when we're going through, I'm doing my best, and I would say 99% of the tins that I built don't even have players from the same teams. There was I think there were a number of Chicago rookies, and it made it a little bit tough. And I think there were a number of Buffalo rookies, if I remember correctly, so it made it a little bit tough. But yeah, we try to mix up the teams too. The only one that is all one team is the one you're talking, is the Bedard.
The Bedard.
And I can make an official announcement right here on
breaking
Gong
news.
Show Live. It is not on EPAC.
What?
The Bedard tin is not on EPAC.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Billy. Well, I wouldn't be able to know because EPAC's down all day.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
3 points, and I don't even play basketball. That's okay. I've been defending that too online. You guys can pay me on the side. It's okay. Just send me a box or something. I know.
Okay,
Could you imagine?
Shots fired of the day.
Imagine your whole day being destroyed because a website is down. Those are easy to defend.
I was trying to get the new arrival for AEW today, and I was like, oh no. But
that's
yeah,
okay.
it's
Things
back up.
happen, man.
I bought it. It's back up. Ooh, under review. All right, let's go.
Can we talk about honorable numbers for a minute? So I saw some people had questions. I know that in the last couple of years, because it's gotten repetitive since these debuted in 2005, 2006, or whenever. If you have Patrick Waugh to do number 33 every year, and so that you started sprinkling in some other numbers. But I saw comments that I think there's like a Vasilevsky number 19 or something like that, where people are trying to figure out what the numbers mean. Does it say on the card like
Yeah,
what
I thought
the
it was
connection?
I'll be completely honest with you. I thought it was supposed to say on the card, and then when we're looking at the card, we couldn't. I don't know if it's on there or not. We couldn't find it. So
Make up a story. Every owner should make up a story.
And I'll tell you this, like, okay, so we did it last year.
Yes.
And I had not seen the cup or gotten any comments back about the cup before the year. The next, I had to build the next year's set. So the next year's set has, again, being this year, the next year's set has notable numbers that aren't necessarily the jersey number. I can say that we have gone back to just having the jersey number. It was, it's not always like, sometimes you come up with ideas and they're great, and sometimes I can defend some of the ideas, but if the general public isn't a fan of it, I don't have a problem going back to the way it was. Same thing with signed and unsigned limited logos. I don't see a problem with unsigned limited logos, but pretty sure we've gone back to just having signed limited logos. So
Yeah,
anyone we don't have an autograph deal with, you will never see a limited logo for.
Yeah, I am in the minority. I really like the limited logos with no auto, because that gives a chance for guys like my Alfredson, or it's a good opportunity to get me in the limited logos game. So I also understand that you guys probably won't do that again, and I get that, but that's unfortunate.
And you're gonna see 2 years of product where it happens, and then you're gonna see some next year because there'll probably be some cards that didn't get signed. Yeah, updates. So then people be like, "Oh, they're still doing it," and
Yeah.
be like, "Look at the design. It's last year's design."
Mess.
So, but as I said, I don't have a problem with the decision that was made, but we will listen to feedback and constructive criticism. And you know what? This is what people wanted, so let's give them back what they want. And
Change is good.
That's what we've done.
Change is good, and sometimes you just have to force people through it. If we didn't have change, we wouldn't have outbursts. So
yeah. Well, and I think in a way that's how you can find out what is most meaningful to people, right? So if you do change something and the people are vocal about it, then it's like, oh, okay, well, this is obviously an important characteristic of this card, and now we know.
Right.
Yep.
You mentioned updates, and I there's been a lot of chatter about the plethora of Pavo Burray updates in this year's the Cup. Is there a cool story around that, or how did that happen?
Yeah, I finally signed.
He mailed back all 15 years of cards they sent him.
Way to tell a compelling story, Billy.
Okay. Here's the thing: is we've got how do I put this? I don't want to say nicely, but sometimes it's tough to get these guys in Russia to get their stuff. Whether it's
you don't
getting
go there
to them or whether it's going there. And we got a guy, we call him the Russian, like not, we don't call him, he's like the Russian whisperer. Like these Russians love him, and he goes over there, and he gets everything. That's why we're getting all these Kaprizovs back.
I want that job, Billy.
Thank our talent acquisition guy, because you know what, we had a signing with him. He signed some stuff, and Kaprizov not fell in love, but like just absolutely loved the guy that was working with us. And he ended up never had a problem getting him to sign stuff, because I guess it's a fun time with our TA guy. But that after that happened, you start seeing more and more Russians sign for us. So they must have a little network or something. I don't know.
Is there a North American position for this to bring the cards to the players?
No.
No.
Especially in Ottawa. We'll just have Dan or Jim. We'll have Dan or Jimmy do it.
I would do it better.
To get him Seinfeld, they'd have to let you in.
Yeah.
I am
the door.
If I'm behind my product, whatever I'm doing, you want me on your side. I promise.
Hey, Phil, do me a favor. Just fill out a resume. And just so I can put it up here on the.
Okay, do it. Send me an application. I've already filled them out, but I want the real one.
Or the application. Yeah, I said resume. I meant application. I would love to see what you put on there.
Okay, good. I look pretty good on paper.
We have a little bit of a pen room controversy that's come up today. So news from the pen room. Have you seen that there's some bubbling issues on the show?
It happens every once in a while. I know exactly what you're talking about. There are some that we had to pull because it bubbled. It's them signing really fat. Like sometimes when you get there's UV that they can sign, but sometimes when they sign on UV and they sign it too fast, it'll sometimes bubble. And yep, it's not like extreme. It's not perfect, but it's not extreme enough to where, like, if there's like chunks of a letter missing, yeah, we're gonna pull that card. And as I said, I know personally I pulled cards while I was packing stuff out because I'm looking at what I'm putting into each tin.
So what if they're numbered? Then how do you like, let's say I'm trying to get all 24 Jake Sanderson gold RPAs and you pulled 2 of them and I never know. And for the rest of my life, I only have 22. Someone going to tell me?
Guess what, Phil? That's happened before.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just told you. It's happened before.
Shoot.
Sorry.
Okay, I want to move on to talk about what I think, and unless you can think of something different, that's maybe the product hit, the Crosby Ovechkin dual shield. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, I took a picture of it on my phone. I thought this was the coolest card that we made in the set. Last year, I thought it was the Gordie Howe. This year, I think it's the Crosby OB Shield for sure.
Hey, can I see a picture of it?
Oh wait, I say that, but if you were to get, where is it? If you were to get this card, you might not complain.
Give me a minute.
Oh,
This one's pretty sick.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Give me a second.
Cough it up. That's sick.
Wait.
So many colors though.
I
is
mean,
that
good.
the 101?
no, it's not.
No,
That
that's
is
not the one.
That's number 5 out of 99.
Okay.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, but there's the.
Yeah, that's the best
there's the
card
share.
ever.
That's still the best card.
Dude, that's amazing. Imagine having that. I'd quit
Bottom
collecting.
one's crooked.
I know that, Billy, that you say that the checklist guys do the checklist, and I get
Mhm.
that. But is this on something like this? Do you get involved in trying to make it happen, or is that out of your hands?
I'll give direction. Like I'll say, okay, make this all legends, make this rookie like 20% rookies and 10% legends and 70% active stars or I'll say stars or player team favorites or like fan favorites or I'll put superstars. I mean, obviously with the cup you're dealing with a lot of superstars and legends and stuff. But like something like foundations, I'll be like, hey, make it 25% rookies and make it 75% active players. This is a set where our coordinators get to shine. This is where they get to they've been licking their chops because we don't use legends in a lot of products. And we have a
Yeah.
lot of we have memorabilia for a lot, like we're buying memorabilia all year long. And so there's a number of things that they've just been licking their chops, waiting to use or waiting to do. Like every time the previous year's comes out, in their mind they're saying, "Oh, this would be even cooler." And guess what? When it's time to build that set, they're putting that something cooler in. So
Mhm.
hopefully each year the checklist gets even better and better. That being said, I'm just the guy that kind of gives some direction. These guys, this set is a team effort, and our coordinators do a great job finding stuff to put into cards. Find like the Gordie Howe glove last year. I don't know if Phil, you were on there. You saw the Gretzky glove,
Coronation.
coronation colors.
Coronation.
Yeah,
Woo!
that thing was sick.
Amazing,
So
amazing
this
card.
is
Case hit for sure.
yeah, this is their time to shine. And I
Mhm.
say that about so they get to build the checklist of cool stuff. Then our operations teams, then they're the ones that get to like decide what patches go into cards. They don't just sit there with here's the jersey, chomp, put this stuff here. No, they're actually looking for particular patches to put into things. Now I've said this before. There like you won't get like cup rookie auto patch or you won't get the cup rookie auto patches. They're not all going to be like 10 color breaks and stuff. We do that on purpose. We want there to be some variety and value just even
Mhm.
within the uh card, it's the rookie card itself. That being said, like they're going out looking for, like I'll say, hey, you know give me like the best pieces you have and this is that. And how many times you see like some of the animal heads like perfectly placed, and that's on
Yeah.
purpose. That's not on blind luck of them just cutting a jersey and putting it in there. Our operations team out there is working hard, having these cards look as good as they do with as many breaks and colors as they can in specific inserts and stuff, to because they know that adds value. It's
Yeah.
not just like a lot of those people, they'll collect cards themselves and they know it adds
Mhm.
value to it, so they take pride in that
That's
also.
a good point, Billy. So you and Grant, I think, mentioned it as well. There are people at Upper Deck that are really threaded into our hobby. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So why wouldn't a good opportunity? And I'm just shooting the poop with you. I'm not saying anything. Wouldn't it be a great for Upper Deck's a life brand? It's a life brand for me, anyways. Like it means it's bigger than I am. It's bigger than the hobby. It's its own life brand. Wouldn't it be smart to get these collectors that are hardcore that work for Upper Deck? Wouldn't it be nice to have a social media strong presence, like to increase that life brand? Childhood, like Blockbuster, Pizza Hut, Upper Deck. Like if there's that many collectors at Upper Deck, I keep hearing it. Oh, we've had card stores. We're huge collectors. I don't know anybody that works at your company that collects hockey cards. Nobody.
So there we have a saying here that when it comes to individuals
Yeah.
at Upper Deck, now like obviously I I have a presence on a number of different sites and shows
Mhm.
and whatever, and I have a advertising and public relations degree, and I always feel like the person that's going to be able to
Your
talk
boots
best
are on
about
the
the
ground. We
product
see
is the
you.
person
Yeah.
that built it. But that being said, social media is not your friend. When it comes to a lot of things, it's not always your friend. And so a lot of times we just kind of as a company don't need to go on to the places and kind of respond to a lot of the stuff that we talk to.
Yeah, I
And
didn't mean case by case. Like if I was, let's be serious. So if I was the janitor at Upper Deck, but I'm still an Upper Deck employee, I would be so proud that I work for Upper Deck, and nothing would be different about Loud Collector or Phil on the Gong Show, but it would be, I don't know, special. Like there's something special about. I'm being a little cheesy, I guess, but
so another thing you have to think about too, sometimes as an Upper Deck employee, it's sometimes not like posting stuff. Like a lot of times when we post at Upper Deck, it has to go through an approval
like
process.
yeah,
There's
okay, see, yeah,
rules.
that's where
So
I'm ignorant. I'm not.
you,
I
you
don't
got to
know
be
that.
careful. Like a lot of
You're
times
right. You're
you
right.
rarely see me post, and I will post cards every once in a while, but you'll rarely see me post something that hasn't been solicited or
Okay,
isn't already released.
that's
And
a good.
that's on purpose. I mean, our designers would love to go out there and post, hey, check out this design that's going to be in whatever. But if it's not
Yeah.
solicited or whatever,
Yeah.
it's not a good
Good
idea.
point. Good point.
I got to bring in our Johnny. You ready? Want to give me a thumbs up, bud?
Johnny's always
Okay.
ready.
Yeah, Johnny's always ready. Special guest. Bring on Johnny Amendola from Minting. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey,
So
Louis.
I'm accepting and denying and negotiating on eBay offers while I wait for you guys to let me in here.
Yeah.
Hey, what's with the smoke? I love it. It's lit.
Yeah.
See?
Let's go, Louis. I say, Louis, the first case, the first box of the first case we ripped of the cup, Louis, it says, Louis,
Does it?
I got your box, bro.
Awesome.
Louis sent me a request this week asking me for a box. How are you guys all? We're live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're live, of course.
You buying a box
whoa,
of the cup, Louis? Or you mean
Billy,
empty?
Billy, how's the live with Phil? How was it?
Oh, it's an adventure. It is definitely an adventure.
What?
He looks great in yellow too.
Thank you.
He wore a tie for
weird.
Grant. He wore a tie for Grant. He's not even wearing socks or shoes for me right now.
I'm not. Or underwear. No underwear.
I
Just
love
shorts.
it. I love
Hey,
it.
Johnny, I gotta. Today's a big day for the hobby, but a birdie told me
Oh,
that yesterday was kind of a big day for you. So we got to take this
Oh,
time to wish you a happy
Oh.
belated birthday.
Oh dear, you
Mr.
guys are
Amendola.
awful. So I hate my birthday. But thank you. I'll take it. I appreciate it. My head's not big enough. I need a day all about me because my head's not big enough.
Yeah. It's a birthday week, Johnny. It's
I
a birthday
appreciate
week.
once upon a time it used to be birthday month, Phil.
Oh my God.
Now it's like, oh my God, getting old. But I'm bald. I'm bald forever now. No more beard, no hair. I treated myself to a brand new manscaper because my beard started coming in gray. And they started calling me Adam, who works for me. They started calling me his dad. And I had a midlife crisis. Turned 46 this week, and now I shave every day.
Join the club, man.
I saw my mom yesterday, and she mentioned it, and I said, "Well, yeah, it is what it is. No more facial hair."
I'm confused. I thought the Manscaped thing was not for you.
So clearly you don't understand or know, Louis, that they have a whole line of utility weapons for men.
Yeah.
Whether it's down there, up here, everything in between, they got something for it.
Great.
So I'm locked and loaded. Like, listen, I have 3 different units.
Oh,
I have 3 different units,
Me
depending
too.
on which third of my depending on which third of my body, it's
The ear hair gets bad, eh? You're Italian, I'm Greek. There's ear hair. Oh, it drives me crazy.
I have ear hair one too.
Yeah, I know. It drives me
Actually, if you count the nose hair, ear hair trimmer, I guess I have 4.
Oh, you're
of
right.
them.
Good point. Good point, John.
4 of them. Billy, I love this Legend auto.
Just a second. I want the boss to wave to you guys.
Hey, Grant.
Hey,
How
boss,
are you,
what's
buddy?
going on, Grant?
What's going on?
How are you, buddy? He can't
Don't
hear
leave
us.
Billy here alone.
All right, he's got to go on a hike or something.
All right.
Be careful.
Wait,
Heel
watch
to
the game.
toe.
This is amazing. Bork Sakic Legend Dual Auto, so good.
Oh yeah.
So good.
again, that's our coordinators finding a lot of those are image, like they have to go and look for images, and then they put together the
Look at that bad boy.
ooh.
Oh,
Fantilli?
the glare is
Hey,
pretty bad
Oh,
in your
hey, did
shot.
well,
did you,
I'm not on a show
Johnny,
card podcast though.
Just saying.
Johnny, when you opened that and you saw it was a vertical limited logo, did you just want to throw the card away, or did you say, "Oh
No,
no, this is still a nice looking
I
card"?
actually, I'm not a. I get it all. I embrace change. You know that about me.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
So I like it. This is a future big time Maple Leaf card. Love this to 25.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I like the new basics. I'm
I hit this.
personally,
I
like
was
the
pretty
design.
happy with my box. Personal, hit that 101. This kid, I'm friends with his uncle. There you go. I guess I can be his dad, but he's like 10 years younger than Adam. So Billy, I think I want to collect the show. I just don't think I can do autos because that's maybe a little bit too rich for me. But this is probably my favorite subset. I love the show from the cup. These are so cool.
The
no,
black.
And
I
then
agree.
look at that bad boy. That's so nice.
Ooh.
Hold on. I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, it's just my office. It's where I am. I'm sorry to all the viewers. Normally I'm like 4K everything, but the lighting in my office sucks. But that's an unbelievable Bedard. I'm pretty sure it's going to say, yeah, it's at a 99
Exquisite.
beauty. And then like, this is great too. We hit Fantilli.
Nice.
And you know what? I scanned up the QR code in the chat and everything, and it was great. And I got to just like, before you even ask me what I think of it, I'm going to tell the people watching before you crap on Billy and his team because maybe the corner of the card is off. I just want to say, like, there's one thing we forget. So, one thing that's like very consistent through the hobby is everybody hates sticker autos. The price you pay with on card autos is Adam Fantilli has to sign hundreds of these. He's chilling at the table, he's eating his pasta, or he's in a boardroom, and it's not like he's taking the card as much as we want him to do that. So I think that encapsulating them is not a bad thing at all. And I don't care about the look and feel because at the end of the day, probably I'm going to crack it and send it, or PSA is going to take it or Beckett or whatever. But I love the QR code, scanned, all the information was there. And I can tell you again firsthand, and it's happening more and more and more. We get more calls from people saying, hey, my card was stolen and I think you bought it. Or I don't think that's a real patch. So I think the product is great. The purple box is so hype. What a great design. I'm as a marketer, I think it's awesome. I wish I had more. We're like sold out. I wish I had more to put on the shelf to show off the fancy box, but I think you guys did a great job. It's been a great day.
Was there a buzz around the shop today? Like, what's it like on Cup Release Day at the shop?
So basically, like, okay, so here's the thing, right? There's only so much of it. We only had a little bit that was made of like that went out the front. We have basically few cases went out the front. They're gone. Like the phone rings all week. People are like, they're looking for boxes, and the best is people are looking for cases, and then they're like, oh, I'll buy. If you give me a deal, I'll buy multiple cases. And I was like, if you find that deal, let me know because I'll buy multiple cases too, right? So, but whatever was out there, like the few cases that went out, by noon, we have a few Diamond Club member collectors that buy from us. So, we take real good care of them. Just like Upper Deck, takes care, we support every line. You got to give it to them, whatever. And then the boys have been live. I was live too. It was a ton of fun. Around 5 o'clock, and they're 8 or 10 cases in. So we're like essentially sold out. So it's that big at $1,500 a box. It's same day sellout. And I could have probably still had that if we had, twice as much. So I think Upper Deck does a great job with really keeping the supply and demand under control. The cards are great. Like Billy said, it sucks. Yeah, it's a year late, fine. But the work that these guys go through to get, I've had the pleasure to work with some of Billy's team, helping them coordinate autograph signings and stuff. Like these guys are flying people all over the world.
Phil's gonna want to do it. Don't tell Phil.
They're flying people all over the world to do this. So I give you kudos, Billy. I think you guys killed this one.
No, I was really happy, and I know when we packed it out, I had some good feeling about it because, I remember packing earlier in the days. It's like anything Gretzky was a case hit. Anything
Yeah.
Gretzky was a case hit, and I'm not saying that like values have gone down or whatever, but like I'm seeing some top-notch players like not necessarily be the case hit, but be like the second, like an A hit
We've
or
opened
something
some
like that.
great. There were some
And
great
it's just
cases
like
today.
it's
Yeah,
like, oh my goodness, like the quality, because you're still
Mhm.
getting a lot of these legends and you're getting more and more superstars that are continually signing, and then you have all the top rookies, and the rookie class isn't too bad. There's still some good names in there. The Fantilli, someone
Fantilli and
that's
Matthew Nyes,
he
Carlson,
what,
Dustin
30
Wolf. They're
30
don't be like
goals.
just because Bedard's on the worst team ever assembled in the
Yeah,
NHL. And listen, check out Bedard's first 100 game stat line against Crosby's. It's not as bad as people think. He's literally on the worst team on paper of our generation, maybe a lifetime.
excluding Bertuzzi though, of course. That's my rule. That's one of my favorite players, but that's when he
Love
was with
it.
the Red Wings. I follow him wherever he goes. So I was actually rooting for
Uh,
Toronto when he played on Toronto too.
we hit
I want to grab
Marco
an SOS
Casper
pack.
button. Pretty cool card. You
Oh, nice.
like I know you like the Red Wings.
Yeah.
Did you have customers opening up in shop today?
I would no. There's just it's
Yeah.
not enough. It's like they take it home. They want to share. You
Yeah.
know, like it's a little bit different when, and it's not like, I mean, it's just there's lots of boxes at that price point, and this one just really just hits different for collectors. I think it's like
Yeah.
I just want to be careful how I say this because I reckon like Maz is in there right now selling $1 auction cup cards. So it's like I understand $1,500 is a lot of money for a box for some, and I understand for some it's not. But at the same time, the collectors of hockey, the way like the passion is just different as opposed to like hit chasing. So like I'll have people come in here and they'll chase Cooper and it'll just one after the other. Cup, it's like, no, I'm going to take it home. I have a ritual. You know, it's a big deal. People are like budgeting for cup boxes. And it's like, so I find it to be a little different. Now, Josh, if I put 10 cases out there and it was available like on the live, I'm sure there's a handful of my customers that instead of being in the comfort of their home right now, having a, whatever, they would be in here and they would be ripping it. But again, it goes down to just, I think that the limited supply that's there, the people that come right away for it, it's a different, everybody's chasing the hits fine, but it's still a different kind of ritual, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. It does make sense. I just kind of, well, maybe you got some of this feedback from your lives too, but to me, of course, there's things, right, that people will point out, but I just feel like the overall sentiment has been very positive for this release.
We're sold out. It's the first day. I talked to a lot of my peers. Everybody's looking for cup. Everybody's phoning distribution. Everybody's phoning everybody else. You got cup. You got cup. You got cup.
Especially at this price.
Yeah.
So listen, I got to tell you, and I'm going to tell you, especially for like my Canadian counterparts. So you guys are in America. We had to buy the product that, you had me on here talking about tariffs, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling you, like, the struggle is real. So this is a product that Phil will talk a lot about this. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is a product that a lot of shops you're waiting for. You're buying everything. You're supporting the line. So we're pegged against the U.S. price. We can't price in Canada. There's no such law to like. We can't say, well, it's this much here. Everybody has to be that price. It's unenforceable. And thus, the consumers got really lucky in the sense of the hobby shops ate the tariff in this. Our price per box was much greater than last year. And if it was a year ago, maybe it wouldn't be a $1,500 box. Bedard was still all the craze. So it from a value perspective, and you can argue what you want. Let's take the bottom feeders out of the mix and just really have a high level conversation. If you understand economics, if the tariff were to drop tomorrow, I have a product now, like it's a big swing. So the Canadian consumer won the cup. It's great. And it's actually a couple bucks cheaper than US. So shout out, I give the shout out to the shops because we had to eat that. It was out of everybody's control. Upper Deck's done a great job getting us lots of stuff, and there's other things everybody does. But at the end of the day, like Phil's right. It's the consumer is definitely winning on this one. Whether it's a $1,500 box or not is not the conversation we're having. So, before 20 comments come about that, like a box of Flawless is 20,000. It is what it is. So yeah, that's a great point, Phil. I think the consumer is really winning. And I think it's going to be, I don't know that people are going to want to be, somebody in my chat said, oh, with all the people that will hold it, will it drive, the demand or the price for it? And I'm saying, no, I don't know. I'm not taking a $25 hedge going in, like a 25%, hedge. Like it's really tricky. So I think if you're in Canada, it's whatever supply was made available from the distributors. I think you're going to just see it all in the next couple of weeks. Now we just can hope that Upper Deck has more for us and they take care of their Canadian brothers and sisters and they hook it up.
I have like a follow up to that though, and thank you for those comments. I think that's very beneficial for people to hear. But in economics, right, there's, you make moves and there's intended and unintended consequences.
Yeah.
And is one
Every
of the
reaction has a opposite reaction.
Opposite reaction. Because of the tariffs, though, and the fact, and let's just be honest, that the shops are eating it. That means less margin. That means you're buying expensive boxes. It's riskier because you're not getting as much money back.
Cash flow. I still got to pay for it all and then try to sell it all. So,
that. Yeah. And so does that mean, or do you think that when you have a real hot product like this, that because of that circumstance, that now there might be less availability in Canada of the cup because shops aren't willing to buy as much?
I think two things. I think number one, the benefit of it, a product like that, at the very least, and I mean, you see it today, you can call any store, open any channel online. The sell-through is quick. So, we're not losing money on the cup for sure. And the fact that we can sell through it so fast, definitely, if a product has to sit for months, obviously the margin needs to be, greater than if we can turn it over much quicker. But I think the way, generally speaking, second wave from any manufacturer, from any distributor, whether it's whatever, is always up. So the issue is going to be like what's happened with Panini is we're restocking it over MSRP. So you're seeing no Panini in Canada right now, because why would I spend more to make nothing? So I think that Upper Deck's done a great job. And like we said before, a lot of their product is printed in a bunch of different places. So we're lucky. And fortunately, the last few products, Premier, the Cup, even Ultimate, were very strong. So even with the tariff, the fact that they're strong products, they value well, and they sell through quickly, it's still working. Long term, it's not good for anybody, but we all know that. So I think you're right. There will be less here. And from a consumer perspective, if you go on Dave and Adams right now and look at the price of something, it's calculating with tariffs. So it's because they're getting everything that comes across. So they'll give you a converted price. So that you might see the cup on there for $9.99 US. It's the same $1,500 or $1,600 by the time you get it.
Johnny, how much do you have? A lot of 23, 24 Series 2 left? Do you have a lot of that allocation?
Bedard?
Well, Bedard Series 2.
I restocked. I just
tariffed, and that came out at $400, right?
I restock it. I restock it. I sold out of that a long time ago.
Well, still?
Well, that was a year and a half ago.
I know it's a long time. It was still three. So I buy a case.
Can I ask you, how much would you keep for 2 years later?
No, I was thinking more on the consumer level. That's the part of your the discussion.
So the box, the box price is I get what you're saying. So I pay more per box now than I did then.
Really?
Sure. And it's less per box for you, like it's trading at. But the product still moves. It's priced well. But if you're asking me between the lines, do I have a whole bunch of a skid that I kept?
No, I'll tell you directly. Directly. So thank you for eating the costs on the cup. But a year and a half ago, this guy buys a case of Flagship every year. I haven't missed, except 23, 22, 24 Series 2. So that hurt me. That hurt me. You know what I mean? Because I love that. I build a set every year. I buy a case. I don't care about Bedard. I have no care. I just want the set. I just want the whole base set. You know.
Did you end up getting your case?
No, that's why I was asking you, because I was like, what are your prices like?
I'll give you a really good deal on a case.
Okay, we'll talk after this show.
You let me know. But no, Phil. The point is, like that. We've had that conversation a million times. Like, you win some, you lose some. But and again, I have a whole bunch of people to pay every 2 week business. So I mean, I'm happy with it. But yeah, so again, these guys, they did a great job. The feedback has been awesome. I love the purple box, Billy.
I gotta give credit to where credit's due. That was our brand team coming up. They're the ones.
I just heard Matt scream. I think they just hit a Bedard at a 25
go check and get it.
I will, yeah.
Go. Okay.
Hey, Matt, what was that big yell for?
I'm not giving you anything for free or deals on.
Mute
for asking me tough questions.
Sorry, Billy, could you repeat that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you any deals or anything free if you ask me tough questions. Just
okay,
so you know.
That's
the
awesome.
25. There you go. The 25. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Johnny, were you aware that it was actually Billy was instrumental in convincing the U.S. government to tariff hockey cards?
No, Billy's my boy.
Billy's
do you
got
understand?
On speed dial.
Do you know Billy knows more celebrities than all of us combined will ever know?
We do. We tell us all the time.
Yeah. That is gorgeous, right? Billy's amazing.
I see Johnny with some people every now and then.
He knows people. He networks. Oh, yeah. It's us that don't know anybody.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm just a big mouth like you, Phil.
Yeah, I know. Loudmouth schnooks.
Yeah.
So are you guys
clearly they're still rocking in there? So there you go.
Will you be breaking all night, or what's the plan?
I wish, but we started a little earlier because the people were like in a frenzy, and he's going to be like, he's down to his last. I think we have one more, personal case rip lined up, and then he's down to the last two or three. But Phil, it is what it is.
Just to be around that is so fun.
I got to tell you. And Billy, close your ears because I know you hate to hear it, but if you turned on Whatnot today in the US, you get like, we see it every night in the States for Flawless and this and that. So to just be part of it, like you said, it's so good for the hockey card space. Like when I turn on that channel and all those whales that are spending $20,000 a night on Cardboard 47 or We the Hobby, God bless them, are ripping case. So shout out to like the big, there's a couple big channels, but even like you get like a Blaze, which is the biggest in the world, ripping cup. And so again, we can think what we want of it, but from a hockey card community perspective, we get that like one day a year at that level.
Yeah. Relevancy. We're relevant like one day a year. Yeah.
That big. We're relevant more than one drop a year for sure. But at that scale where like I'm watching guys, they'll go on a channel, done, next channel. Like they got, and Billy, you would know, we've been doing this for a long time. Somebody asked me yesterday about odds and number of cases. I know obviously we're not going to talk about print runs, but like there's some forums, Blowout before and now Reddit. Like there are people like complete cult followings around the cup and like how many shields are left and where could they be and what year and like we ripped some some Crosby cases and like we got in trouble because I didn't sort of like report it properly. Like, hey, we ripped a few more cases. I was like, sorry, I don't know. But you get a lot of people like through the bowels that are like are like got into it.
Oh, for sure. I'm a member of a number of different Facebook groups and that buy, sell, follow, and everything like that. And I go when I join Facebook groups and stuff like that, I kind of just go on there to help inform. I don't go on there to really talk too much, but I don't want to get in any kind of trouble by saying the wrong thing. But I'm there to inform them, tell them this, that, and whatever. But yeah, there's people like you said, how many shields are left, how many this and that's are left, how many, they're counting them down. That's one cool thing about the slabbing too, is like who knows what the future has in store of being able to keep track of some stuff. Like I think Jason and Grant have said in their interviews, and Mike Phillips is this is just the start of stuff. Like there's more probably in the future. This is the tip of the iceberg potentially. We're just working on some stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. But I will say something to just because I can't let it slip, Johnny. And there are no waves to the cup. I went to North Carolina, packed out all the packs. All the things were sent out and stuff. So people seem to think sometimes that we build it in waves. We do not build it in waves. It's all built at the same time. So I wanted to clear that up because some
No,
people
I understand. I
might
understand.
misunderstand what you were saying, and I don't want that.
Phil was
wondering.
asking about waves of releases. Like the print run happens once, but he's implying like if I have 20 cases and I sold 10 cases today and I'm telling you I'm sold out, but I'm not, when does that next wave of cases become available? Or, distributors, whatever. But from your perspective, imagine we reprinted it. It's not Pokemon. Yeah. We got you, Billy.
I know exactly what you were saying. I just wanted to clarify for
I appreciate you.
the three
Words mean
listeners.
different things at Upper Deck. Where I'm learning that words like tribute, you're not allowed to say the word tribute at Upper Deck.
No.
Ever. 86.
You're my favorite person, Phil. One of my favorite
I love
people.
you too, Johnny.
Yeah. No, I like
All right.
you too, Louis. And Josh isn't bad. And Billy tells me go Leafs, but you're just Phil. Me and you have this.
Did you
like,
see?
We're
Did you
from
see
the
the
same
picture they used
land,
for me?
kind of.
Did you see that picture they used for me? Did you see what jersey I was wearing?
Yeah, the Leafs on.
I had the Leafs on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's trolling Phil. That's
Are
what he
you?
was doing.
Are we cheering for the Oilers? I think they were down 2-1 when I came in here.
Yeah, what's the update? Chat. Update us on the score of the game.
So
We need to-
here's the thing. Back in the day,
Oh,
when LeBron James won the championship, we got an ice cream truck outside, and we all got ice cream. So I've been saying, I said it all last playoffs. If McDavid wins the Stanley Cup because he's a spokesman, we should get an ice cream truck. And we were close. We were so close. So I'm going with it again. And even like the people were walking past, like, hey, four wins away from ice cream. So I hope
Wouldn't like a steak dinner be more?
You want to do one more case?
Nothing against ice cream. I'm just saying, steak dinner would be
I
more.
want ice cream.
All right, Billy wants his ice cream.
They just
All
took
right, Johnny.
They're about to go. They just came in asking if they could take the last case. That's my cue to go rip some more boxes before there's none left to rip.
Buddy.
Thanks always so much for having me on here. You guys are amazing. I love being a partner
Johnny,
of you guys.
Always good seeing you.
I was just going to say, Billy, always a pleasure. If you find yourself kicking in the GTA this summer, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you when the summer's over.
Are you at the National?
Oh, yeah. I'll see you in Chicago. There you go.
Oh, nice. We'll all see each other. That's great.
We'll all see each other.
Actually,
Johnny,
you guys are you don't know it yet, but you're going to be a part of it, and you're going to be a part of it, and you are. We're doing a rip night at the trade night hockey. So you guys don't know it yet because I haven't solicited you, but you're all going to be part of it. So there you go. Upper Deck.
I love being solicited.
Upper Deck is going to supply prizes, and the Gong Show will be there. So come for your mailbag questions.
All righty. All right, buddy.
And Louis, I'll bring you Louis, you won't have to wait till the fall to get your cup box. Bye, guys.
Bring my hat or sweatshirt.
I got you. I'm expired. I have to leave. I know when I'm expired.
Hi.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
I love you guys. I'm teasing.
Buddy.
Yep. Bye-bye. All right.
He knows too, like me. We know. We know our experience.
I'm expired. Okay. Well, thank you to Johnny Amendola, of course, for joining. There are a couple more cards that I want to get into real quick and just get your insight on, and then we'll get into Ask Billy Anything or Everything, which is I cannot wait for. I have some.
I got some.
There's a time limit to the responses, though, Billy.
Baba Louie, do we have to go shave our beards because there's gray in it? That's all I got out of that.
No, it's good stuff, dude.
Okay.
I like it. Little salt and pepper.
You got the least gray of all of us, Phil, because I know when I get a little stubbly, it's pretty much white now. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, I think I'm the youngest. I'm 44.
Fair enough.
46.
Billy, what are you, 53?
I just turned 50.
You're 50. Just turned 50.
I know. I wished you a happy birthday.
I'm growing the hair out. The way I put it is like, it ain't getting much thicker up top. So I'm going to grow it out one last time. And then
do the comb over from the bottom.
When I get sick of it, I'm cutting it short, and then I'll just stick with how I normally have my hair for the rest of my life.
Got that time stamped, right, Josh?
Oh no, you do, buddy. You do, buddy. Okay, let's throw up. I want to talk about Baroque. This is
definitely
Baroque. Yeah. Other than me being Baroque.
Yes, we have some questions.
This is very ornamental, Billy. So tell us about how this came to be.
So in my process of saying, "Hey, Billy, your innovation, innovation
Hey, boy.
is going in the wrong direction, and you need to start building more cards that look like they belong in the cup. This was one of those where I wanted to create a nice etched foil design, and that's Baroque art and stuff like that. So that's kind of where it came from. It's just like I'll sit there and look at different types of artwork and different types of uh, like photos, portraits, that sort of thing, and it's so hard to find insert names, and Baroque wasn't used yet. So there you go. Now, I hope there's a Bork Baroque, in the set.
Raymond Baroque.
But yeah, but no, this is just one of those like, hey, let's make a nice looking insert card, and this isn't really, the shine and everything isn't kind of showing a lot of the etching and whatnot. But that's the whole point of this card, is just to kind of make a card that looks a little
European.
Baroque tribute, look a little, a fancier looking card,
Comment of the
and
night.
I think it looks all right.
Okay, the next one that I've been curious by is Cup Coronation.
Oh, what a card.
Yeah, it's cool. I like how, so when these are patch or memorabilia, it's you made the window the cup part of the Stanley Cup, huh?
Yeah, the Gretzky was amazing today.
I tried to do a couple things like using the cup in other sets, and I think even in the cup, there was another cup design that had like the player and it was supposed to be done differently, and I'm just like, I'm gonna nail one of these cup cards eventually, and so I was just like, I want a card that has the full cup on it. Just like the rinks, the rookie rink galleries. It's just like, okay, I think it's okay to sign on foil, and I think if you do, it should pop. And so I'm like, all right, let's use the blue paint pen, and then I'm like, the perfect that top part is just like the perfect size for a nice little piece of memorabilia. So we can do different things. We can have an autograph version for players that we might not have memorabilia from vintage, or like the Gretzky. We had Gretzky gloves, so we used a Gretzky piece and had him
Awesome
sign
card.
it. And I think they look great. Yeah, I agree.
And the next one, it just hit, and I saw a lot of people kind of have the same sentiment, and it's these black and gold ink autos from Exquisite.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. You try to, here's the thing is, so we did like the class of cards for a while, and that was an opportunity to maybe get more rookie content in there, like the top rookies that people wanted to see. And they were okay. I don't think they really did as well as I would have hoped. And I think there was the all-time great kind of all-time alum, that sort of thing. And I wanted to step the game up, and we stepped the game up with the doing the autograph list show. And then I'm like, well, what else can we do? And I'm just like, let's do an exquisite black card. I remember um, uh, one of the guy that worked with me before Tony started working with me made like these all black cards, and they were in exquisite, and they looked really nice. And I'm like, I want to do something kind of like that. So we came up with exquisite black. Since we're not making black right now, I'm just like, well, let's do. Ooh, is that for real? Is it 3-2? I like that ice cream.
Wow.
Come on.
And so yeah, exquisite black, and I think you're going to see some more of this in the future, maybe even with some other inserts, but
Why does this card have to be 140 point? Can it be like 55? It can. I know it's in the cup.
Nothing in the cup can be that like that.
All right,
they're all premium cards.
What's your beef with it, Phil?
Bigger that it doesn't fit in my top loader binder.
You don't design the cup for Phil's top loader binder, Billy? Come on.
Well, I think you should listen to real collectors. Oh, I'm sorry. You have real collectors that upper deck.
You know what? I think there's also top loading binders that have thick spots for thicker cards too. Just like I buy art portfolio books for my autographs that I collect, and I have and guess what? I had to go and spend maybe a little extra money and and I found an art portfolio book for poster size stuff. So I have my posters in the big one, but I had to spend like $100 or $200 for that thing.
So Let me.
So
What is the benefit of this card? I'm just picking this card for it to be 140.9, not
all
55.
cards are. Guess what? Jersey card. Do you want me to make 60-point jersey cards instead of, because that's what we really should
Oh
be making
no, no.
jersey
Can we stay
cards
on
of.
point, Billy? Can we please stay
I
on point?
am,
This
because
this
all
card
cards are
this card has
140.
no patch and no memorabilia. Nothing.
Okay. Then how come this is the first time I'm hearing about it, and I'm not hearing you complain about the
I'm
non-auto
not
jersey
complaining.
cards
I'm talking.
I know
Listen,
I'm
I'm just
explaining.
okay.
In Artifacts and in Ice, they both have exquisite cards that are not signed and are not autographed and are also 140-point cards. And this
Mhm.
is the first time I've heard you bring this up. So I'm just saying I
The
didn't hear you
new
bring it up in
information is going to
Artifacts.
come up in our friendship. Okay,
Are you telling
obviously.
me that you don't buy Artifacts and Ice because that hurts my feelings because I build Ice?
Those
I
are
love
I
that
got a
take.
little
package.
actually I would X those 2 sets and
Oh,
probably
okay.
in gimmicks.
Leave ice
Ouch.
alone, Phil.
Nah, I'm not the biggest. Listen, big credentials guy, big allure guy. I'm not a big ice guy. It's a little too Mickey Mouse for me.
You have all bad takes on everything in hockey.
Nah, there you go.
Okay. Last question before we get into Ask Billy everything here. What's your favorite card in this year's cup?
Ooh, good question.
Other than the dual, like, are you talking design wise? Or are you talking?
Yeah.
All metrics. What's your
I
best?
I should say the basics just to shove it. No, I'm just kidding.
I really like
Okay,
basics this year. It's good.
I know, so do I. But
I
you know
like
what's
it, yeah.
funny is so many people ragged on the last one. They'd probably
Yeah.
think, "Oh, I got to rag on it again this year because that was just a fun thing to do."
Herd
So
mentality.
I'm just gonna rag on it again. And they're not looking at it. They're not seeing it's 3 different color foils. It. I think it's even clean. It's cleaner than last year's, and it's still it's the point of the card, the basics. Those are the basic colors that are used to make trading cards. So I still like the card. So whatever. There's there's a couple good ones, and then I really like how the rink galleries kind of worked out. I love the
Yeah.
fact that it's a puzzle. I think that's really cool. I think that but that's not my favorite. um where are they? I'm
The
just kind of
exquisite
I'm
black
going
gold's
down the
not one of your
list.
thoughts.
You could find things easily on
What's
hockeychecklist.com. I'm just
a fun one, and I did this again. This is the second. I am a multi offender of this. So I'll sit there and be like, "Do we still have any Connor McDavid Team Canada Junior patch left?" And they're like, "Yep, we do." I'm
Ooh.
like, "Perfect. Let's do." Because what I did one year was I knew we had a bunch of it, and I knew we had some big time tags and stuff, and then and patches. I'm go, let's make a Cup rookie auto patch of him as like his rookie year, but not from his rookie year, but it was like later made. But let's use the rookie year design and but make it a Team Canada version of it. And we did that, and those cards were cool. And I remember Dan and Jimmy actually hit the big logo one, which was pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
that's right. I do remember. Yeah.
So the graduates one's kind of cool
yeah.
because it has a picture of them and it has one autograph. So it doesn't look like the card is like there's too much going on the card because you only have spot for one autograph, and then you have the 2 sides. Um, the card that I'm still like really proud of is like, so we've built a lot of stuff in here, but there's a card in the set that I can sit there and say, I think this is going to be a card that stays consistent with the cup year after year with limited logos, with emblems of endorsement and honorable numbers and all that stuff. And that's the materialistics card. I think that's one that has become part of the family of upper deck cards, and I think it's beautiful. It has a big chunk of stick, has a nice area for patch, and I still think those are really nice cards. And to finally answer your question, I think I am a fan of. I think it's in there. There's a ticket booklet in there, and it's Bedard's. I
Yeah.
think first goal ticket, and I that has a little special spot in my heart too because when we did the ticket booklets where we had them inscribe like the specific game and the stats from the game or the stats from the game and stuff, I thought that was cool. Long story short, the best card in the set is still the dual shield. That's my favorite card.
Mhm.
But those other inserts, I like. I think we did a good job on them.
Good answer. Okay. We ready, Louis, for I think we'll just move to ask Billy everything. Okay, here we go. Billy loves questions. He's agreed that no matter what you ask, he will answer truthfully and honestly. You can ask about print runs of acetates. You can ask about how many young guns. You can ask anything
What do
you
you have for
want.
breakfast?
What he had for breakfast, who his favorite Red Wings player is. So now's the time for the chat to
Ooh.
come alive.
Favorite Red
And Billy will
And-
respond efficiently and in a timely manner.
Let's try to get through as many.
Well, we want more
as-
questions, right?
Active
Okay.
Red Wing right now on the team. I'm just want to answer that one. I think it's Lucas Raymond right now.
Okay.
I think it is. I have big hopes for Casper. I think he's going to be good.
Dude, Cider's your guy.
But I
Cider's
know.
gonna...
Here's the thing: is it's like Lindstrom was my favorite player. Lindstrom's my all-time
Okay.
favorite
Well,
Red
he
Wing. Or
should
no,
be, yeah.
Applicator's my all-time favorite Red Wing because if you win a national championship for Michigan State and you win a Stanley Cup for the Wings, like that's my guy. But my favorite player, the guy that I would buy a jersey of, it's Lindstrom. So it's like, do I go for another defensive Swede? Like it's almost like I'm cheating on
He's
the
a
first
totally
one.
different player, though, man.
I
He's
know.
got juice and jam. I really like Cider.
And he's
I think
German.
I do too.
But
he's good.
Before Raymond stepped it up, it was Cider, but I was leaning towards Cider, but
As long as it's not Larkin, I'm good.
No, he played at Michigan. I don't like.
Me neither.
Will SPA have less retros this year? Not your product, right?
I think the answer is actually yes, though. For that, we're stepping
really?
away. We're stepping away from retros and a lot of stuff. So, and I think that's one of the sets that that a lot of retros got removed from.
Okay. Next question. How does Upper Deck acquire memorabilia? Direct from a third team or a third party?
Both.
Okay, great.
Like our guys are buying ticket stubs, jerseys, sticks, whatever we can find, and then we also get jerseys through our team deals or through our league deal.
Nice. Are the update autos old redemptions that never got filled, or were they left off the original sets?
We do not do that. Those are cards that if they haven't signed it, we read it out on the checklist and hope that when it comes in, then all of a sudden the team in North Carolina has a complete list of all the cards that came in after the fact. And something about redemptions too, I'll just mention this. Like we stay away from extremely risky redemptions. So you're seeing some Kaprizov stuff from even a year after. Part of that is because the cards were made, but like a shield might come out a few years later, and he finally signs it, and they're like, why didn't this shield go out when we did the sticker label and stuff like that? And it's because it's just, or when we did redemptions and stuff, it's just risky. It's risky to redeem something in a low print number because we don't have anything to replace it with.
Okay, great question. Next question. When you get a quality box, like one of your QC boxes, and you hit like a 2 out of 5, does that mean that that's now out of circulation and you can't collect them? I think this comes up a lot.
Yep.
Like what happens to the cards from the QC boxes?
Goes to our customer service, so they have replacement cards. That's usually what happens. Like anything numbered, autographed, memorabilia, stuff like that. I hand off to I hand off to one of our guys, and they send it off to North Carolina.
Perfect. All right, now answer carefully. Who's your favorite Spice Girl?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in all
You've met them all,
honesty,
right?
I have not.
Have you met Jerry Hallowell?
That would have. I didn't go to her book signing, but that would have been my favorite one.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too.
Yes,
High five. Yeah, nice.
She had a book signing, and I didn't go, and I regret it. But yeah,
she's
that was
so
my
sexy, dude.
favorite Spice Girl. I have seen Victoria. I didn't go to Dancing with the Stars when Sporty was on. I don't think I've seen. Yeah, that's. And I haven't seen Sporty was on, and I haven't seen Scary. If I have, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
Our
answer.
buddy Dean says, thanks for coming on the show, Billy. The second part of this you already answered, but the first part, what are you guys looking for when you do the quality control, those boxes you guys open? What's the purpose of that?
Oh, we're looking to see if the stuff like I mentioned, we loop stuff. So like the vendor, we have someone that goes to all the pack outs. So they'll sit there, the stuff will go through the lines, and they'll open up the case and they'll see if everything falls where it's supposed to fall. And they do that multiple times. So they'll do it, then they'll run some more, and then they'll do it again, and then after they do it a couple times, then it's like, okay, everything's falling good. Or if not, something's not falling good, then they say, okay, fix it until it's gone through a few times that they've had a few perfect, distributions of the cards and stuff.
Okay.
So that being said, it still runs through the time and the day and stuff. So we'll sit there, we'll get a case. Like I've got a case of the cup right here. I've got a case of extended right there. I've got ice, which you haven't seen right there.
Maybe we should
So
open it.
I'll
Here.
go. I already did. So we'll go. All right, we opened 2 boxes. So we'll go through it, and I'll track everything. I have a loop. I'll make sure that all the A hits, B hits, filler hits, stuff that they got the right number of cards and hits in each box, and that everything fell accordingly. And another thing that I say it every single time when I talk to a vendor, please make sure that you shuffle the packs and shuffle the boxes so you can't sit there and say, oh, the top right pack of every box has this type of hit. And we say that. So, and then people be like, oh, Upper Deck wasn't listening. But no, we tell them every single time. And it's whether or not the vendor employees are doing it, but we're not sitting there watching every single box go through. It goes through, we check it. If it's wrong, goes through, they fix it, and then we check it again, and then it goes through some more. Then we check it again, and after they've checked it a few times and it's gotten right a few times, that's when we say, okay, time to fly back from Italy and go back to the U.S.
Gotcha. Okay, so Ryan Moss, I think his question is related to the Young Guns acetates that were in extended series, and it seems like there was a similar issue to what we had in EX 2000 with the die cutting around like the sticks, that you're able to get a little less close to the stick this year, and there had to be a little bit more background. Is that the case? And
I
what's
haven't,
the
I
reason
haven't,
behind it?
I haven't seen any, but those should be laser die cuts, so they should be able to go around stuff. Sometimes little tiny holes are hard to laser die cut, but honestly, we did not pull one in our case. I have yet to see one physically, and I haven't really checked any on eBay yet. So I wish I could answer that question. As far as I know, they're supposed to be laser die cut around the player and around whatever else is on the card. If that wasn't the case, I'll need to talk to our production team and ask what happened.
Okay. Was the cup printed in USA or Italy? Well,
I think this one's US. Let me double check.
oh yeah, if it's tariffed in Canada, it would be US.
Yeah.
Oh, then US.
Yeah.
Okay, next, very important question for you, I guess, Billy. Somebody wants to know who you think is hairier, Phil or Johnny. I don't know why.
Oh no,
I probably am.
Phil.
Okay, well, Phil.
Yeah, I have Armenian in my blood, so very hairy people.
Tori says that, Billy, can we ever expect another product that features a custom inscription autograph redemption, such as the Gretzky from a few years ago?
Ultimate has that every year. I think it's all called Ultimate Inscriptions, and I built that. That's one of my little things that I built, and we have to go to our talent acquisition team and be like, okay, who's actually going to do this? Because there are some people that don't sign, and there's people that don't sign in a timely fashion, and there's people that won't inscribe. So, they usually give us a heads up of, obviously we don't want. And I'll use this name just to troll Amanda, but there's like some people that might not want Pierre-Luc Dubois to inscribe, a card for them.
PLD.
So we try to find, you pay Mario Lemieux, he'll write whatever you want him to write as long as you pay him. And
Really?
we have some of our yes, well, not whatever you want to write. Obviously, it has to be appropriate and
Yeah, but I
reasonable.
just
But no, Lemieux's a great signer. Lemieux is when you have a
Phil hates
contract
Mario
with him.
Lemieux.
Oh, do you?
no,
when
I
you
don't.
when you
Josh
have a
thinks I should just love him, and I don't know
when you
why.
have he's a very consistent, like if you want cards signed, you pay him, he signs it, and he gets it back very quickly, and we appreciate him.
Professional.
And
He's
that,
professional.
yes, he's
Yeah,
very
he's a businessman.
professional. Yep, very he's very good. So make sure like who's going to be the person. Obviously, McDavid's one of our spokesmen. Some of our deals we have, we include like, hey, you're going to give us this many inscriptions. So to answer your question, yes, the Ultimate Inscriptions and Ultimate is where you find that type of inscription.
Okay, somebody, I think this question is not bread hair cards, but maybe beard hair cards in the Stanley. That's pretty gross.
There's too much process involved, and I think also legally and
Well, actually, a serious point here, as ridiculous as and funny as this question is, and I think I've learned this from you that the NHL has to approve. If you tried to do something
yeah,
like this, there would be a very fast no from the NHL, right?
probably. And our legal department's just as tough as the NHL, if not tougher. So
We
I
should
think
probably
there's
Why
too
are we
many
on a
things.
beard hair card?
read the questions word for word because people listening on the Spotify won't know.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, Phil. The another question, Ryan Moss, is the color coded was a lot different this year in that it's on like a color background, and this year was on a white background. What was the design decision around that?
Switching stuff up. It's switched up again next year, and I know what it's looking like next year. There'll be more color to it, yes. We've done some where it's all the color. We've done some where it's white with the pen being color. We've done a mix. Next year's is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. I think you guys will like it.
Nice. Thank you. Our boy Neeler asked about an extended question that I actually have this question too. And the oracles, the checklist says like rare and then some other one.
Okay, yeah. Let me pull it up because I've had to I've had to send this text message out to multiple people.
Okay.
All
good.
right. Even my sister, of all people, my sister asked me this question. I'm like, come on, Gail.
How old's Gail?
All right. So,
What's a legitimate question?
The yellow is common.
Okay.
The yellow is common, and that's cards 1 through 40.
Yeah.
So the SPs are pink.
Mhm.
They're cards 41 through 60. I believe those are the rookies or whatever. Then the blue are the SSPs. The blue are parallels of the yellow. And that's cards 1 through 40 again, but it's a parallel. And then what's the other last color? Because I can never remember what the other color is. Is it pink? Okay, the pink ones. The pink is a parallel of the SPs. So cards 41 through 60.
Yeah.
So there's really only one parallel of each card, but there's different scarcities.
You said pink twice. There's a green, right?
Or green, whatever. I didn't remember. I can never remember what the fourth.
Well, Neil
color
didn't
was.
ask the question correctly.
I looked at the mechanicals, and so it doesn't list the color. It
In
lists
Neil's
3 of the colors.
it is very confusing. It was not
You're welcome.
articulated on the
But they're
checklist
cool
as
looking
well.
cards. So
They're
who cares?
wicked.
Oh, they're
dude.
awesome.
They're awesome.
And I think that's why people want to understand them, is that nobody can understand.
Yeah. So I gave you 3 of the colors. So whatever the last color is, that's the rare ones, and that is cards 41. That's a parallel of cards 41 through 60. So there's 60
You said
subjects.
a lot of words, but I don't know what.
I hear a lot of noises, but
Okay. Next question. IP Parkso. What happens to all the damaged cards that get returned for replacement? Plus, why not have a database on damaged cards?
So what we do is then we rebox it, send it to Gongshow, and they get to open up that, and that's what.
I wish we had the scraps of that. I'll take it.
No, they are destroyed. Actually, that's a great question. I don't necessarily know the process in North Carolina. I was gonna say they were destroyed because that's just me. That's my common thinking. Because if there's like I know we destroy cards for other reasons, but honestly, I don't know. It's not like we reuse them. It's not like they go to customer service and they say, "Oh, well, then here you go. Here's a damaged card instead of the one you got." So I would imagine they're destroyed. Why isn't there a database? Because we don't do that.
Okay, fair enough.
Good.
Ballcap says, I noticed the cup patch is on their jerseys tonight. Would there ever be a so he's watching the game, and that there's a Stanley Cup Finals patch on the jersey.
We don't. Unfortunately, those are not the jerseys that we get. That would be great if we got a set of those. I would love to get those. But we don't get Stanley Cup.
I could do it.
Jerseys.
I could grease the wheels. I know people's inhibitions and their desires. I can fulfill those and get some jerseys. Upper deck fixer. That's what you should call me.
Swifto wants to know, why did you decide to limit the Estate Young Guns to out of 20 and not 10 or 25?
That's a good question,
Great question.
Swifto.
You should, and it's a very specific question that you should answer with a specific answer.
Yes.
That's polite.
It is polite, Josh. I agree.
Yeah. So each year, for extended, we will number the.
He's such a bastard.
And so I mean, that's pretty much it every year. There it is for you guys, right there.
Well done, bravo.
That's brilliant. Bravo, Billy.
jerk.
Bravo, Billy.
Okay, that's the second time you've used that trick, though. Now you're done.
I forgot it. This is the first for me, so that's great.
Greg Able says, "What's your favorite Upper Deck card of all time? I see you collect a lot of autos. Which one is your favorite auto you got?"
Oh my goodness, my favorite card of all time. I
Can't be one
honestly
you
don't.
built.
I don't know. I mean, like people.
That's a tough question.
That's a tough question.
Top three. Pick three. Three
UG
favorites.
card of all time. I mean, there are some monumentals, like the Steve Eiserman monumental with the wheel, like the center of the wheel is
Good call.
is a sick card. I mean, I'm going Red Wings because I'm a Red Wings guy. I still love that Gordie Howe card from last year. It's so beautiful. And then
The exquisite one, Billy, you mean?
what?
The exquisite
No, I gotta
homage to
No,
what's up with his glove, maybe? I thought that's what you were talking
You know what
No.
Phil and I were just drooling over in our top 5 sales of the week video? Man, I'm hard pressed to find a better looking card than the McDavid Young Guns Estate.
I think the Easter egg in extended being the Connor Bedard thermal threat. That's probably pretty high up there on your list too, isn't it, Josh?
Really? I'll have
No?
to see it. I'll have to see it.
So
It's out there.
I have to interject with a question for me that I've been thinking a lot about. Our guy Phil here is pretty known, I would say, at this point for, he'll love you until you do something that hurts his feelings.
I didn't answer the full question.
Oh, sorry. Well, we'll get back to it. But
disregarded.
No. For instance, nobody loved PSA more than Phil, and then he sent in 30 cards, got like one PSA 10, and he's been on a rampage ever since. Do you plan to make any more Connor McDavid retro Young Guns outburst?
No,
spreads?
he said no. Why are you asking?
I think if you do,
I would do it again.
He'll be.
I bought that
dead
card. Listen, I bought that card based on our previous conversation 4.5 months ago. They're not. You don't even need to answer, Billy. I already know your answer. It's a no. They're
So
not.
it's going to be in buybacks. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
No, it's like I mentioned, it's a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
There's 5. So to answer the question, what's my favorite autograph? My favorite autograph is not of a hockey player. It's not even a signed photo. It's a signed piece of photo paper. And this is
Charles in Charge.
Yes.
I never love you.
This is from my favorite show of all time. I went to a premiere for the show, the Newsroom, and it's an HBO show.
Oh my god!
And it's
What is
a
it?
while ago. And so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, this big guy comes out, and I was just like, I did not know he was going to be here. Someone gave me a piece of photo paper. I'm like, can you sign this? He's like, he signs it, and then he's just like, can I get a picture? And he grabs my camera and takes the picture himself, and he couldn't have been
Goodman?
any nicer. And you hit it right on the head.
Yeah, no way. Wow.
So I
Billy.
treasure.
Holy, that's you?
Yes. Oh yeah,
dude,
that's young
Billy, that's the best ever. Look at that.
And
You look
so
like Tony Jr. You look like Anthony.
This is like 10, 15 years ago. I have it on a piece of photo paper. I have it in a binder, but that is my favorite autograph. I'm so mad because I could have gone to this like poker tournament that he was playing in, and I ended up having to work that night, and I didn't go, and he signed a bunch, and like 3 months later he passed away.
Crack the whip, eh? Man.
Yep.
I'm a huge Sopranos guy. Huge.
Oh, that was holy time at my house on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
Like my roommates were not allowed to talk. I turned off all the lights.
Yeah.
And they weren't allowed, and it was
top 3 shows of all time for me.
Yeah.
Top
for
3
sure.
of all time. Yeah.
Okay, next. Oh, for me. Wait a minute. Also, a question for Josh. When are you reporting the first public sale of Mitchkoff? Oh,
Yeah, Moss has been going ape about this like 5, 10, 15 times. Like,
No, he
I don't know.
he's absolutely it's okay. He's
Yeah, I don't know. When I get around to it, I guess. Okay, who decides what is a hit, B hit, etc.?
Guy building the loop, the guy that you saw earlier, that's Grant.
Grant. Okay.
Yep.
Mr. Sandground.
And
Oh,
keep in
CC.
mind, for anyone questioning that, note that Grant's job back in the day was literally coming up with values for cards for Beckett magazine.
Yeah.
So he kind of knows that job quite well.
Mhm.
I'd like to know why my Pavo Burray never increased from $18 from 1997 to 2002, please.
it never had that little black up arrow next to it.
Yeah,
Was it-
exactly, Louis. Yes, exactly. It's always even. There was always a dot.
Are you saying he was like Nurse Grant to Dr. Beckett then, or what?
No, I don't really care. Yeah.
All right, CC. Good evening, gents. Billy, were you part of the group? Oh, you kind of that decided to slab RPAs.
I've answered that, and
Mhm.
something that I talked with somebody about this already too, but something that I would say, and people are like, why don't you just kind of do this little thing here or do this little thing there? I'm not sure if you're familiar with our UDA process and the amount of time and how respected it is, and like we go all out when it comes to UDA stuff, and we don't half-ass it. And I'm part of me when I sit there and think about why the higher ups decided to do what they did, that comes to mind. Like, why didn't we just do a little thing here, a little thing there? Because we don't half it. We go all out on it, and I think that's what we did, and I'm happy that we did that because it really, in my opinion, it really shows that we care about the legitimacy of the autograph and the patch. And nowadays, I've seen holograms being faked. I've seen QR
Okay.
codes being faked and stuff like that. So, you put it in a slab, you can't do that.
I think there's more coming, Billy. Just throwing the kitchen sink at everything is not an answer, and I don't think you had to do that, right? I think you don't have to say, but there inevitably has to be more associated with this program because you could not even need a hologram or a QR code and just have a database of beautiful pictures.
Look,
Done.
we're looking at other opportunities to
Yeah, no
improve
doubt. I'm just
improve
yeah.
on authenticity.
Yeah.
And if this is a first step, this is a first step.
For
And
bingo. It's the
I think there's more
huge step.
opportunities also. Yep.
We have something to talk about, right? Something because like a week ago we didn't, or 2 weeks ago, whatever the date.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Here's a fantastic question. It's from Flabbergastic. How about an Upper Deck Hockey Card podcaster set released with
No.
stuff like gold mics? You're on
Dude,
mute.
I
Shots
can't
fired.
even get a card. I
Never.
can't get a card of myself. You guys ain't getting one before me.
No, I would never want that. Never.
I did
There's nothing
offer.
cringier.
The only time I did that potentially is if you get if you get a front row seat at a game
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're up against the glass, I might be able to talk to our photo department and say, hey, like let's use this picture for a canvas card or something like that.
Yeah. Let's do that, boys. Let's do that. That's better. That's they
I might
influencer
be able
cards
to
are
I might be
horrible.
able to I might be able to sneak someone on a card that way, but
We're
look,
not athletes, guys.
I can't even get a card, so hate to say it, but this ugly mug's going on before that ugly mug's going on a card.
Well, I think we can both be handsome. One doesn't have to be more handsome than the other.
I'm realistic. Come
Yeah.
on.
You're such a jerk.
Oh, wow. Not a question, but a comment. Just saw someone claim they pulled the 87.8 dual shield in a case from David Adams.
That would be crazy.
Nice.
Wow.
Hmm.
That is super crazy. Why are we being blocked from going to distributors and buy as we did in the 90s and 2000s until 2012 when Upper Deck got sole hockey card contract with NHL? I wasn't familiar with that, so and this may be out of your realm.
It's kind of out of my realm, but what I will say is, we have our our diamond dealers and our CDs and all that stuff, and we are advocates of helping card shops. You know, Jason talks about it all the time. He's been on many platforms in the past couple of weeks, and one of the things that gets brought up that he'll bring up also is the fact that you know, we're not um, you know, we're not trying to push the card shops out of the way. You know, we're really, and we'll even to the point where we have like a co-op program where we help the card shops if they want to build another store, if they want to improve on their technology or their signage or their shop in general. Like we're all about the stores, and the stores buy their stuff through the distributors. So that's kind of how we go about it. We do have EPAC if you wanna go buy it on EPAC.
Mm-hmm. Next question. Was there any serious thought to combining 23-24
No,
and 24-25 the cup?
no, we will never combine
Good
them.
answer. Great answer.
And then next, did you create stature, Billy?
No, actually, back in the day, we decided that we wanted to build 2 chromium type products. This is probably about 5, 6 years ago. And one of them we're like, okay, we want to kind of use this technology. And the other person, one of the other product managers built that set. I was the one that got the other set, and that set is now called Allure. So
Nice.
Allure and Stature were both built at the same time. We wanted to obviously make them completely different sets, and that's what we did. And I think both sets came out great.
Yeah, big time. Who does credentials?
It bounces around.
I'm really getting into that lately. There's
Time Pat did it, right?
Pat's done it, and I know Matthew's done some also. We got little fun. There's some fun stuff in next year's credential.
Dude, there's lots of fun little goodies in it. I'm really digging that set this past week. I'm a big fan.
Okay. Adam Yates says some of the nicest cards from other UD products over the years have are just black and white cards. Could you see something like that in the cup? Examples of black and white canvas cards?
Probably not. I mean, we might use for like legends like Pioneers or something like that. We might have to use black and white images, but if we have like, I know it's been discussed, and I'll even put it in the brief. If we have colored pictures of legends, we would prefer to use a colored picture of Gordie Howe than a black and white picture of Gordie Howe. There are inserts that I know there's an insert in next year's cup that uses black and white and is pretty cool, but it wouldn't be like a whole set based off of it. There might be an insert that's black and white, but that's about it.
Gotcha. All right, coming through here a little bit. What's your favorite upper deck card design of all time and why?
Jeez.
Is that Greggy boy?
There's a whole bunch of the bacon wrap parallel is my favorite design. It never got made. I do enjoy
not Hundo P.
I do enjoy the I mean, I've been here 11 years now, and I've built lots of sets. I love the 16-bit cards, but I don't know if it's necessarily the design. There's a really cool one coming up.
It's the theme, right?
Yeah. Geez, I don't know. I wish I had a better answer I wish I could go through and just look at all the designs and say, oh, it's this one for sure, but I can't. I really, I'll be honest with you on this one. The base design for the cup, like I actually kind of, I don't want to say I had say in this one, but I gave direction, and I wanted the dual color. Originally, those cards were supposed to be dual colored foil, and unfortunately, I couldn't afford two passes of foil. Like, people don't understand, 2 different colors of foil on a card is not cheap. So unfortunately, I didn't get that. I still think that the color with the color foil came out beautiful. I really like the design, but I really wanted 2 different color foils on this design. I'm sitting here looking around my desk, seeing if there's like a card that I was like, oh, that's the card that I really like. But
hey Phil, can you MC the questions for a minute? I gotta.
Sure.
I'll be right back. All right,
you got it, buddy.
Mm.
All right, let's go.
Get it, Phil.
Yeah, let's go. Block distributor. I didn't see. Oh, here we go. Some of the nicest. Nope, I'm almost there. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Billy, how did you get your upper deck position? What has been your career trajectory? Ugh, can't talk.
So it's funny, when I applied, there were two positions open. There was the coordinator position and there was the associate product manager position. And I didn't have any experience in the trading card market. I actually came from multiple different things, but I actually have a strong restaurant background,
That's
working
right.
in
Yeah.
restaurants. And so, but I knew trading cards, and when I say I was familiar with it, and then I also know numbers and can work numbers and that sort of thing. And that's kind of like where the unicorn part of our position is. There's a lot of people that know trading cards. There's a lot of people that can rattle off every single insert of cards that were made in the 90s. And then there's people that can sit there, but they can't, like, for the life of them, they don't know how to work an Excel sheet and do
Yeah,
numbers and
yeah.
that
They
sort of
can't
thing.
grasp that part where
And
you were in a teachable position,
yeah,
right?
and then there's people that know numbers but don't know anything about values, don't know anything about, like, how to create scarcity or how to, like, that sort of stuff, or have the creative mind to come up with, like, ideas for insert names and stuff like that. So it's a tough position to fill. And I'm not saying I knew everything and of any of those topics, but I knew enough of each one that, or I was, good enough at each one that they're like, okay. And as I said, having no experience, I thought I was probably going to be a coordinator. But now that I look back upon it, I'm like, I can't even believe I applied for that position, because
Good for you,
those
man.
those guys know, and I use this example all the time, but they can tell you who the third line defenseman on a CHL team is. Like, I can't do that. I can't,
Yeah.
list off every CHL team and AHL and KHL. Like, these guys know all the
Yeah, like Rain Man.
prospects,
There's tons of them
whatever. Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
So good for them. That's how I got into it.
All right. Last question for me from Frank the Tank. Great name. Let's go streaking. Billy, any talks at Upper Deck or preparations for fanatics coming into the hockey card hobby? Josh, you can take over.
How are they doing that? Do they have
Well,
a
they did that
license?
emanate thing, right? Maybe that's what he's
That's not
implying.
hockey cards.
I'm just
Hockey stickers? No, no. I understand. We have an amazing relationship with the NHL. I know people are afraid because, like, oh, well, they're making the jerseys and stuff like that. The jerseys are completely different than trading cards.
Mhm.
They have, like, we make like, are people afraid of us coming into the basketball market right now? Because guess what? We can create basketball memorabilia. They can create hockey memorabilia, and they do some really cool stuff. They steal some ideas from ourselves and other companies also.
Yeah.
But that's their market,
Yeah.
sporting
Good
goods
answer.
and stuff. But I don't I'm comfortable with us making hockey cards right now.
Dave H says, would the cup slabs ever get graded, or are they handled too many times from production to pack? I don't know. You guys understand that?
Yeah,
I'm not following.
yeah.
Maybe he means grade them from themselves. Like, you give them a grade.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I've heard that before. I don't know how that. I don't think that would
Upper
work.
deck we're not in the grading business.
Yeah, you're not
But
a grading.
there's a conflict of interest
You
is the
can't
way
grade the
things
They're
cards
all
you make.
tens. They're all
Yeah,
tens.
exactly. There's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
So
You
no,
don't restaurant review your own restaurant, right?
pretty much.
Oh, here's an interesting one that you
Ooh.
might like, Billy. Waiting anxiously for color flow with Luke the Cardist. That would be.
Ooh, Mr. LaRue.
Okay,
Good.
so I can tell you, I've leaked this already, but that's not actually hockey. When first started talking to Luke Descartes, the reason why I started talking to him is he had a lot of wrestling cards, and I'm like looking at his artwork, and it's wrestling cards, and he had AEW cards. And I hate to say this because I love all the AEW sets that I've built, but when you go to a big time show like the Mint Collective, you don't see a lot of AEW cards. You you might even see a few WWE cards, but not many AEW. So I started talking to him and finding out what he does. And when we talked, and I said I want to put you in a set, and it was always like, I'm going to put you in a wrestling set because obviously this is your love. And the problem was we were behind in wrestling and coming out sets. Like, we're going to be putting out Metal Universe AEW here pretty soon. That was actually a 2023 set that we had to reschedule because we were so far behind. It didn't make sense like putting 2023 out late 24 or early 25. So we just kind of said, sorry, we're just going to move it to 2 years later. So I finally was able to find a set that I could put him in. I'm like, color flow would be amazing because what I did with him, like we do different ratios for different colors and stuff. What I've done with him
Mhm.
this time is it's the same ratio for the regular, and then there's a speckle version that has that's like numbered. But the regular version, instead of the same picture on all 5 cards, with the same background on all 5 cards, he's doing his artwork throughout all the cards, and he's
Oh,
going from
cool.
red to orange, orange to yellow, yellow to green, green to blue, blue to purple, and it's going to be 5 different cropped imagery. Like the middle might be like a big shoulder, like a portrait shoulder, and then there might be an action photo over here, and there might be something else over here. So 5 different types of images, all with different like backgrounds, and you're really gonna see what he does, and I'm super excited about it. He's really excited about it because this is the wrestling set that I finally promised him. And
Nice.
if it translates to wrestling, there's a future potentially to have him do it in hockey too.
Sweet. Okay. So Sidwink says, would you consider doing legendary cut autos again to get historical hockey autos?
Yeah, we do cut signatures in different sets. I believe Parkhurst has some legendary cut signatures in there,
A
and
bunch of them. 3
yeah,
different.
sometimes we put them in Ultimate or the Cup. Like we've had cut signatures in there. It's just a matter of finding space on a form and if we can afford them. But I think you'll see some legendary cut signatures in the future.
Nice. A casual question from a guy named Troy LeCastro. He says, first time caller, long time listener, what's your favorite holiday and why is it Cup release day?
Favorite holiday? Um,
Don't give the wrong answer.
oh, is the Cup release day the favorite holiday?
No, I want to know your favorite holiday.
Back in the day, my favorite holiday was Oberon Day. That was when Oberon used to come out in Kalamazoo. But now that it got bought out by Budweiser, it tastes like Bud Light Orange, and so I don't like it as much anymore. And then for the longest time, my favorite band always used to have a Halloween concert, and so I would always go to the Halloween concert, and that was fun. And I would dress up, and I don't really dress up for Halloween much except for that concert. But is my birthday a holiday?
Okay, Christmas, great.
It can be, yeah. Okay.
You're not a fish head, are you? Is that what you were talking
No.
about? Oh, okay.
No.
'Cause fish always
You like
put
the band with that Evan Rachel Wood, right?
It was, yeah, Evan and Zane. They always had a Halloween, and they'd always bring the full. It's usually just Evan and Zane, but for the Halloween concert, they would always bring a full band, so the music sounded even better.
Nice.
Swifto Jr. says, what's the reason super short prints aren't numbered while plenty of other low numbered cards have a serial number?
Then we won't. Then they're just numbered cards. Super short prints is just they're
And you just kind of just
not
have a
numbered.
mix and match for fun? Is that the idea?
Yeah, we won't call a numbered card an SSP. It's
Well,
just a number. It's just
yeah,
a
but like an
numbered card.
emerald and OPG Platinum, that's obviously a short printed card. But
Yeah,
it's
but we
numbered
don't call it short printed. It's numbered to 10. I don't know if that answered the question or not, but
No, it kind of did. It's okay.
So, will you guys ever do?
Lucas knows what I'm talking about there. That the
what?
Kalamazoo exclamation point. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So we had World Junior cards in the 90s, like a lot of big rookies. Was there World Junior cards? Would you guys ever plan to do something like that again?
I think it's a matter of licensing now, and I don't think that having the juniors license necessarily. Like we have a Team Canada and the juniors, but they like to have with juniors. The only other problem is, you can't show guys that haven't skated yet in NHL. So long story short, the licenses clash, and you can't do it, and you don't want to pay 2 licenses for a product either.
Gotcha. Okay, a couple more, and then we're gonna move on. What's your favorite set to open?
Ooh.
Good question. I'm curious. Yeah.
Wow. Like the cup is fun.
Sure.
What I jeez. I like Metal
Say
Universe.
EPAC. Say EPAC.
I like you want to know you know what I've been ripping a lot of, and this might sound crazy, is what do I buy the most of is AEW. 2024 AEW is loaded, and I usually buy at least a pack a day.
All
On
right.
EPAC?
On EPAC, yeah.
Can I do EPAC breaks? Is that like? I mean, I can do what I want, I guess, but
You could figure it out, yeah. If you,
yeah, I was thinking of that the other
kind of
day. I'm like,
surprised
what
people
would be
haven't
the
done it.
easiest way to do a break and fun? I just want the sends. I don't want to make money. I just want my
I think
hockey.
that'd be really expensive though, because EPAC's more expensive than boxes. So
Yeah, but if they're a hardcore group that those EPAC, I might try some. I just want my sends, like
You got to figure everything out, because it's just like, okay, are you gonna do a break with all e-packers, and then you have to trade the card? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to think. I'd have to whiteboard
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of stuff to think about.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, there was a question on there that it was like at the top or whatever, and they were
Okay.
talking about the price of the cup and stuff, and how it was so much cheaper in 15, 16, 17 and stuff like that.
That's 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think people, and I say it seems like I say this about a lot of different sets, and it's like a broken record, but I don't think people understand the price now that it's costing from vendors to print cards and that sort of thing. And another thing to think about is look at the prices of a signing. Look at Fanatics Fest, and look at how much it costs to buy an autograph of some of these people, and how much they
Yeah.
cost. And then go look at a card show go look at the National in 2015, and see the price difference of how much they cost back then to sign and how much they cost now to sign. And that's that, the cup has a lot of autographs in it. And the cost of autographs has definitely gone up over the years. And so that's another thing that I don't think is mentioned a lot. I can talk about production, I say that all the time, but one thing that's never really mentioned is the autograph cost.
Mhm. Alex has a great idea for you, Phil. You can just break and have everything shipped to Louis.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
We'll
he
see.
would love that. Any more plans on any like Fleer sets? Are we gonna bring back Showcase EX 2001
There's
maybe?
there's a number of stuff in the works. Yeah.
Goody.
I've
Thank you.
been working. Yeah, I understand that EX 2000 was to some not as exciting as they would hoped it would have been. EX 2000 is a technology set, and I think uh, we gave hockey their vintage EX 2000 set, and I think it's, we're looking to potentially create something completely different that nobody's ever seen, because it's not the same thing every single year. It wasn't the
Yeah.
same thing every single year before. So I think you'll see something like that in the future that we're looking into. And there's other opportunities with the Skybox and all of its different brands, and Fleer with all of its different brands.
Mike Zilla says, "What happens to cards and EPAC accounts that have not been active for an extended time? Is there a way to reach out to those users, or do those cards just fade into the abyss for all time?"
They're stored at ComC, unfortunately, and trust me,
Yeah.
there are plenty of cards when you're sitting there and you see like a card that you really want, and there's a black circle next to their name, and it's so frustrating, because you're just like, this person hasn't been on in a while, but sometimes you still try, and sometimes you just ignore it.
Is there a limit?
Um,
10 years? Like there
no,
should be a
they
there
bought it. It's
should be,
theirs.
dude.
It's
There should
theirs. They
be. Yeah.
bought it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for their questions. Before we let you go, Billy, I just want to do a couple
I
quick.
got one.
Oh, sorry.
Billy, can we have real talk here for a sec?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Um,
Bill, we
Second,
got to mute.
let me get my chips.
okay. You might not be able to answer. I just got a question just to get this off my chest here.
Oh wow, it's
Um,
emotional.
It is, we got to do this.
I got a little package.
Yes. Been on patrol here, buddy. I got a serious QA question. Why can't we get these shields centered?
They should be. The die cut's made. The die cut should be made around what the shield is. The problem is, shields are different.
Okay.
So we can't sit there and say, are we going to use an old shield or a new shield? So some of the older shields are, if you look at the jerseys, the older shields are a different size than the newer shields.
Okay.
And I've actually, like, there's some, like the dual shield, everyone was like, you can't make a dual shield card because it's not big enough. And I said, I don't care if I cover up part of the shield, just like the little tips here and there. And I know the shields are smaller now than they were before on the Adidas jerseys. So this has a lot to do with that die cut there. Probably fits a lot better with a Fanatics shield as opposed to an Adidas shield.
Okay.
I don't know what the heck's going on in the one on the left. Sorry.
I was just curious because I don't know if I got ADD or what it is with stuff like this, but I notice it and it drives me nuts. So
No,
I was
as
just
it should.
curious, is a
Because trust me, they're not cutting that memorabilia like that far off. It can't
Well,
be.
I mean, is the answer just? I mean, the obvious answer? It's a lack of attention to detail by somebody who's placing the shield on the card to not center it.
That's what I was going to ask next.
Well, here's the thing: is they don't put the shield in and then just glue the top down. Like with that person still standing there, they're putting in the pieces of memorabilia, so they don't see the top sheet that's on the card yet.
The shield goes first, then the card.
That's fine. I get it.
I understand your pain.
Like
Looking at these, I understand your pain. It sucks, 100%.
Okay.
Oh, Louis been on a rampage. He wrote a song about it. I can send that to you later. So, okay. I do want to move on though. Just before we let you go and we wrap up, there's a couple hobby news things that I just thought were really interesting. I thought I'd get your take on real quick, Louis.
Just talk about them. I don't have the pictures up anymore.
Oh, okay. That's all right. So the first one was, got to find my place here to get my notes. Okay. Jonathan Taves coming back to the NHL. You guys see that?
I did not. No.
Yeah. He announced he's a full go for next year.
PTO?
So the 30, what?
A player tryout?
Well, I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second. Really quickly though, first, just for context for everyone, the 37-year-old has not played for 2 full seasons, will return for 25-26. He missed these last 2 years due to health reasons related to chronic inflammatory response syndrome and then the effects of long COVID. Now, the only team that we know of as of right now that Taves will not play for is the Blackhawks because they don't need him. They're just too good. But rumored destinations, here's where we start to get spicy, are Toronto, of course, Colorado, and then I guess he's a Winnipeg native. So maybe his hometown in Winnipeg. And Taves, of course, a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, Conn Smythe winner in 2010, captained the Blackhawks for all their cup wins, has 800 career points in over 1,000 games. Now, this is kind of interesting. So Daily Faceoff just updated their top 50 free agents. They had him ranked number 8 in current free agents, even ahead of Patrick Kane, who they had at 13. So what do you guys think? Now, for your favorite teams, Billy and Phil and Louis, Louis has many favorite teams. Would you guys take a gamble on Jonathan Taves for next year?
No, I already have Giroux. So I know he ain't no Taves, but yeah, I'm not really interested, especially if he took 2 years off. This is a young man's game. I'm not counting him out, but I'm not taking the flyer on him either.
I'll counter that, Phil. And
Sure.
I used to play indoor soccer before my knees decided that they didn't want to play anymore. And it was so much fun because we would sit there and play against if he was playing defense, if he was a defender, I'd be like, no, that age, whatever. Although Chelios was good.
Yeah,
But
you took it from me. Yeah,
he got matched up with Lindstrom. So whoever the second best player on the defenseman is always whoever plays with Lindstrom. But we were smarter than the younger guys.
yeah.
And so we would sit there and watch them run 1,000,000 miles an hour and faster than us and do whatever. And we beat them like 7-4, or whatever. We would beat them because we were smarter
He
than
had wisdom.
Yeah. So I think he's got a lot of wisdom. If his body can do if he's capable of at least doing a lot of what he did before. It doesn't have to be as fast or whatever, but if he has the if he's still able to do it, I think he would be a good add to any team.
Yeah, he's a center though, man. Like he's not going to be on your first two lines. You know, he's a center. Right? He's a center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take him on our wild, Louis?
No, because he's North Dakota Fighting Sioux.
Oh God, you'd lose a Stanley Cup for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, that's I wouldn't lose anything for a Stanley.
Not happening.
That's crazy.
Well, okay. Last follow-up question on this, then it goes to Billy because you're closest to the situation as a fan of the Red Wings. I thought it was interesting. They put him significantly ahead of the Daily Faceoff did in their free agent rankings against Patty Kane. Is Patty Kane pretty washed up at this point? Or...
No, I think he's still doing well, and I mean he's not like a 50-goal scorer, but I think he's still fine. I think he will still be on the Red Wings. The rumor is that he made the joke that he's like, I can't not play for the Red Wings because my son would get so mad because his son's best friends with DeBrincat's kid. But I'll tell you what, there's not many other guys I would want to take a shootout goal in than Patty. So Pat, he's gonna. The reason why I don't think he's ranked as high is because I think it's not one of those like everyone's going out to get him, because I think they pretty much know he's coming back to Detroit.
Gotcha. Okay, last story, and we're way late to the game on this, but there's just I hadn't realized an aspect of this story, and it kind of blew my mind. So back on the 25th of May, so a week and a half ago, Team USA had a overtime victory over Switzerland to win the World Championships in hockey. Tage Thompson scored the overtime goal set up by Golden Gopher Logan Cooley. So row the boat, Sky-Yuma, go Gophers. Here's the wild part. It's the United States' first championship since 1933.
Yeah.
That seems a little like Maple Leafs-esque there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Well, how did your team do, Phil?
You guys have a lot of championships coming your way. I see it coming a mile away. Yeah, we're on the downslide and you guys are on the up. We're not focusing on being the best up here. So until that happens, we're in turmoil. We're in turmoil. And I don't think people think we are, but I'm telling you, we are 100%.
And then the other reason why I want to bring this up with you on Billy is we're heading into an Olympic year. We're going to have NHL players in the Olympics. Is there anything that you can preview or drop hints on of like what you guys plan to do for that? Or are you going to say we don't really care?
Yeah, here's the thing I have to focus on is I build SP Game Used, and favorite insert is the frameworks. That's my favorite insert I've built. That's I say it all the time. It's the sexiest one colored jersey swatch card, jumbo swatch card ever.
Very nice card.
That being said,
need an extra piece of toilet paper.
SP Game Used. I won't have the All-Star Skills Competition jerseys, so Billy gets to brainstorm and think of new stuff to put in SP Game Used because I don't get All-Star jerseys. So that's the one thing.
Will you guys get access to an Olympic memorabilia?
I don't think so. Olympic, I think there's an Olympic license. We don't have the Olympic license.
He didn't want the Beaver jerseys anyways.
Yeah. I do know that we had the Four Nations. We were actually one of the big sponsors, and you're going to be seeing a lot of really cool memorabilia from the Four Nations tournament.
Nice. In what particular sets?
Multiple sets.
Multiple sets.
Multiple sets.
Multiple.
The best way of describing it, and it was described in the office the other day, was you got a cow, and we want to use every piece of the cow. So we're doing that, and we're taking advantage of it, and should be really cool.
Oh, I got a fan. Yeah, hold on.
Josh.
Yes,
Josh
Mario. We are. What? We're on an upswing, Mario. We're on an upswing. Yeah. Okay. Email me Friday nights with Phil. I would love to see your argument. You got it, man.
Josh is missing one huge piece of news that when he's done, I'll let him
He's done.
No.
He's
I'm
done.
done. Breaking news.
Well, no, this isn't breaking. It was out there, but rumor has it a certain potential 2026 number one pick could potentially be playing at the University of Michigan State with a nice McKenna jersey on his back. Just saying.
Why would you do that? Like,
You Americans are funny
no
with your
sense.
states and stuff.
Because of NIL money, and then
Mm-hmm.
because then they get the NIL money, and then it's like they can just jump at the end of the season to the NHL. And that will, if you get those guys to do that, then you get a really strong holdover class for Series 1, which I
Did you
like.
guys hear that Cooper Flagg at Duke, the basketball player who'd be the number one pick, made $28 million in NIL in his one
That's
season
why
at Duke?
that's why these top draft picks in college are gonna, or the hockey guys are gonna go to college. Yeah, whoever this the Cigar Scott guy. The craziest thing is Western Michigan won the championship. My sister went to Western Michigan, so I can be a fan of that.
Phil's girlfriend?
And yes. Sorry, she's taken. But
Oh.
they had, you know how much money they spent in NIL? $0. They didn't even have a
Nice.
sandwich named after them to get like $500. They had no money. They had absolutely no money for NIL.
I'm kind of sad though that you can't do Olympic cards. I think that would be a cool, especially for European collectors, because through the checklist site. Have you
Look,
heard? We built the checklist site.
You can try to get like countries licensed. You can, like, we have the Team Canada. You could go after other licenses for countries, but somebody, the F word, already has the Olympic license. So unfortunately, we can't do that.
Maybe they'll have an accident. Maybe the contract will get lost in the accident. You swoop in.
There we go. We're the boat. Sky Yamago, go first. Okay, well, I think that's about it. We've taken a lot of your time. Oh, I wanted to ask you before we go, what's your next sets upcoming that you built, and what are you excited? You've had metal come out, you've had extended, you've had the cup. Are you on a break now, or what?
Yeah, so ice is next. You guys want to know
Yep.
like how fast stuff is built, like ahead of time? Within, let's see, what's my due date on it? A month and a half. 26-27 Series 1 is due. 26-27 Series 1
How do
is
you even
due.
know the players?
Well, the
You don't.
checklists aren't due. You start working on the designs
Oh,
and the
okay.
inserts and stuff like that. So that's something I'm working on some cool DC stuff. It's taken some time because when you deal with like original artwork and stuff like that, it takes time. I've got some AEW metal, I think, is the next one coming out for me. I've got, well, Ice comes out, I think, in a week. That's the next one that I built coming out. But it's an array of stuff. I dip my toes in all of our licenses, it seems like.
Yep. All right. Any final thoughts for Billy, Baba Louie, or Phil?
No, I think this was excellent, Billy. This was one of the best ones yet. Thanks for coming on with us and answering the questions very well. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't feel like I was that mean to Phil.
You're not.
Like,
No, dude.
I was.
We have a
got
few more minutes if you want to be mean.
But it's like this is
Stick your
the
teeth into
first
me,
time.
you know?
This is the first time where I think I still got some good jokes in, but I don't think I was like mean. So
No, I don't get.
I was
Man,
pretty happy
nothing
about that.
happened. People have swung at me, and it's fine. I deal with
Oh
it.
no,
It's all
I
good.
tease Josh too. I like Baba Louie, so I don't tease him at all. Like
It's gotten weird
yeah.
on this show lately. Like, we've had people like Brad Hartland from PSA like agree with Phil, and I'm just
Yeah,
like, no,
right.
I don't like this.
It's taken a year, but I come around once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
man.
me see if
I
I
love
have any
language.
other-
I love it. Bring it
Where'd
on.
my phone go? I'm gonna see if I have any other cool cards real quick. I can show you from
Yeah, break news.
from the cup. It's not breaking news. It's the cup's out.
We need
so
ratings.
Now I have photos of these things.
Ratings.
Are there
well,
ratings?
This
I don't
one's
know.
pretty
I'm still
sick.
waiting for an email telling me how my.
Here's it's sideways, unfortunately, but there's one of the mega patches with McDavid signed, the inaugural season patch that they did. Of the
Is
new
that in this year's
stadium.
the cup?
Yeah, that's this year's cup. I'm only showing you this year's cup.
Yeah,
stuff.
we're over the cup. That's old news.
Parker's
Today.
champions, brother. That's I can't wait. The checklist just
That's
came out.
coming out soon too.
Yeah,
isn't
I'm
it?
so excited. I still have a whole case of 23, 24 to rip. I haven't even opened the box.
I'll help you.
Okay, here's one
I'm
that I think we did right finally. There's the Zetterberg.
Nice.
And I had to go back and look. I was like, he only won 1 cup, but it was that Zoot that
No, Zetterberg's got 2.
Oh, he's got 2.
I think.
Yeah.
Someone check. I'm pretty sure he has 2.
Yeah, here's
All right, Billy.
like the bubbling that
Wait,
I was
wait,
talking about. It's a
show-
Primo Red Wing. I don't see Primo Red Wing stuff very much.
Oh, nice.
No,
Oh,
Billy, it's
and
only
then-
1 cup.
There you go. We
We're
have an
both
obsessed we have
Oh,
an
yeah.
obsessed Burray fan
That's
in
pretty.
our office,
Yeah.
so I had to take a picture of that.
That's pretty.
I failed.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh, you scared me when you said he had 2 cups.
No, I thought, yeah, I know. I'm
Oh,
totally
yeah, because it's
blown
numbered
on that.
it's numbered 101, so I made sure I took a picture of it, and we messed
That'd
up
be
on
bad.
that before because they didn't realize what it was supposed to be numbered to. So thank goodness. All right, you guys done
Thank you,
with me?
Billy.
Yep.
You've worked overtime today. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Great questions from the chat. I think Ask Billy Everything was a success. We'll come back and probably make you do it again because that's what we forced you to do here. Datsuk has 2.
Yeah,
I thought he was. I thought he
he
was
was-
on the 0203 team or 01 or 2.
that
Whatever.
suit was
you're
on
calling.
like the rookie on the last one with Ice.
Yeah. I'm behind like 8 years. Don't mind me.
Good.
Baba Louie,
What up?
you always end the show.
I do. Are we done?
Oh, sorry.
You're done.
Those of asking for the abs cards. Sorry, we were gonna do a dual signature of Mike Vernon tackling Patrick Waugh,
Waugh?
but we decided not to this time.
Oh, it's fun though. It's good. Yeah, put a little blood on there.
All right, now, Baba Louie, you can take us out.
Okay. Bye.